They'd be like, sir, it's a hobby.
You know what? If it takes 10 years, if it ever makes you a dime,
Right.
you're
Exactly.
doing better than a lot of people.
I'll pay you money.
That's true. You would?
I don't have a lot of money to pay you, but I'll pay you money.
To tune my piano.
Wow.
We're getting shirts.
Welcome to the show.
That's
Tune
awesome.
your piano
Look for t-shirts coming soon.
Yep, that's funny as shit.
on ctc.com.
Ah,
I'm going
Right.
to tune your piano.
welcome,
Damn
everybody.
right.
Is it I'm going to tune your piano or get your piano tuned?
You know, it can be so many things.
Like how's your shirt going to be?
I kind of like get your piano tuned, right? That's kind of,
I don't know. Have you had your piano tuned lately?
There you go.
Do you want to tune my piano?
Official piano tuner.
Sure. We can have his and hers.
We need Jack for marketing. That's what we need.
Sorry, I just had my piano tuned. I wasn't paying attention.
What?
What did you say? Huh?
Get your husband to do whatever he wants. Just keep tuning his piano.
Tune his
That's
piano.
right.
That's all it is to it. What's up, everybody? Happy May 2nd. Holy
It's that simple.
shnikey.
May. It is a May.
It is May.
Now it means that it's going to be hot soon.
No. It's already warm during the days. It's very frustrating. And I realize how much older I am when I'm like this. Why does it surprise me every year? Like this really sucks. I hate how hot it is outside.
You're like, and it's not even really hot yet. We're not even in triple
it's
digits.
not.
Like, oh.
I'm thinking back to last year and going like, oh,
When this bad was it? Oh my God.
it seems like it lasts forever.
Yeah. Well, it does.
And then winter comes, it's like, this is cold and fucking mud.
Can't wait for the summer.
Get off my lawn.
Fucking kids, tune your piano.
It's happening.
That's funny.
Getting on.
All right. Quick shout out to our sponsor,
Wow.
Americano Ammunition Coffee.
I got their cup today.
Best coffee in Arizona. You do, don't you?
Mhm.
They do not have
Jack stole my cup.
they don't have a May
Yes, I did.
flavor.
I did steal your cup.
Jack stole my cup.
My wife's like, are they giving you these on purpose?
You're like, that one, yes. This
Kinda
one,
no.
no.
Yeah.
But, you know,
This one I'm
Yeah.
going to have to bring back. But the
Yeah.
other ones, yeah, we're good.
The Americano one, she won't.
The
part
red
with.
one, I need back.
She won't part with that.
yeah, you already did. But we'll try to get it back. The good news is I don't clean shit out, so it's probably still in my
It's
truck.
that's probably true.
I just didn't drive my truck today, so you're going to have to wait another week.
There you go. That works.
You in the car?
Yeah. I'm in the car.
The cat.
It's so much more fun to drive. I hate driving.
Oh,
my truck.
yeah.
Right. Shout out to your friends at practacprep.com for all your prepping needs.
I want to go there.
You need to go there. We need to go buy guns.
It's a big store.
It's a good size. It's a decent size store.
They do sell weapons and everything.
Yeah, and knives
and
and
everything.
everything.
Yeah, and everything.
Security systems.
No, well,
Damn it.
guns.
I mean-
you know,
It's security, you know.
Yeah.
it's security.
And then we'll go get plates.
There you go. Visit
And then he got those there too.
Eddie Press at State 48 Plates for all your body armor needs. God knows we're going to need it soon.
Is that actually a photo of him?
Yeah,
that's him.
yeah.
That short guy on the end, that's Eddie.
Yeah, that's
Word.
Eddie. Eddie's cool as shit.
Is that
It
his
is fucking
lady?
No,
That's like his best friend.
is it? I don't
That's what he
remember
was
who she
saying. Yeah, it's one of his really, really good friends.
He conjuring doing the.
Because she's
photo
on
shoot.
his big, tall sign too that he takes with him.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So she's just a friend.
Just a friend.
I told Eddie she's a lot better looking than you, dude.
Yeah, I was like, she definitely needs to be on your sign.
Why are you in the picture
lying
with
about
you?
it,
You're
but
just distracting.
Yeah.
That's a marketing tool, buddy.
Eddie's a great dude, though. He's really cool.
He was like, "Why do you think I put her on the sign?"
Yeah.
exactly.
Why are you in there with her though?
What are we all
That's a different
drinking? Well, I don't think nobody's drinking alcohol tonight, which is kind of
That might be a
unusual.
lie.
What do you mean nobody's drinking?
Oh,
alcohol?
are you drinking alcohol?
I knew.
Oh, okay. I'm not. I'm drinking water.
Nobody offered me any saw.
Did you
I
want
don't-
alcohol?
I don't generally bring.
He
it
was
with me.
late,
I
and we
don't
were
drive
playing
any-
with trains.
I just don't drive with alcohol anymore. Out of my wheelhouse.
You're yeah. You'd
Because
be
he's not
knocked
getting
out
his
of your
piano
wheelhouse.
tuned.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Sorry.
So we have a major announcement coming up at the end of the show. I'm going to wait till the end of the show to talk about it. But let's get to some memes.
We got a
this
new
week.
train?
Yeah, that too. We have a lot of memes this week. 'Cause
It is a memes week.
It was a busy memes week. So
And we all know where the word meme comes from. Yes,
no,
No.
I don't actually. Do you?
I was like the dog.
I don't, but I do.
Okay.
I've looked it up before. It's interesting. There's more to it than you think there is. It's really not that interesting, but continue.
Oh, you're not going to tell us?
I don't know what it was.
Oh,
I,
shit. Well,
I
now
know
I gotta
look,
look
I
this
know I
shit
looked it
up.
up. Look it up.
Thanks.
Go ahead. It's some dude's name. It's more in depth than you thought. I thought it was just some acronym for some stupid crap, like a GIF.
Oh, yeah. So I like this one. You could read through it, but I thought it was kind of it is kind of true, right?
Where you are. Who is that first guy? Is that Winston Churchill?
It looks like Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh
isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah. I think
So is it like
Martha
why we
Stewart
call
there.
things memes or what the definition of memes are?
both?
The true meaning of a meme.
I
True meaning of a meme.
was thinking more the origin of the word of meme.
An idea, behavior, style, or usage that spreads from person to person with culture.
If you put that one back up, I'll read it in the voice.
Oh, okay. There you go.
And amusing.
I don't know what Roosevelt sounded like. One person can make a difference, and everyone should try.
That's pretty good.
No dreams too big. No challenge too great. Nothing we want for our future is beyond our reach.
Oh, so the best way to get something done.
If you hold it near and dear to you, that you
Be able
anyway. Shit.
I just shit my pants.
Where am I?
Oh.
You see the one with the ice cream truck running behind the guy? Somebody edited in the ice cream truck driving behind the truck. That's the fucking
Yeah, it's fucking funny.
like, oh,
It's so true, man.
it's sad. It's so
It
sad.
really is
It
sad,
makes me sad. It was like, dude, oh good lord.
right? Don't eat me like Uncle Bozy. Relax, we're allergic to nuts.
Oh, no, that's solid. That's
Right?
solid. You tell me
That-
what?
That was pretty funny.
One
I want the Babylon Bee to avoid falling by to transverse lawn and giant hamster ball.
Oh no, you know what? That's really kind of smart.
It would be the boy in the bubble.
So
Just put 'em in a big Zorba
what's
ball with
there
Kevlar
is like
on it.
there's a like thing from Japan that's like a vest.
Mhm.
Like it looks like a light vest. And they have their elderly wear it. And as soon as they start to fall, it like puffs
Yes,
around their
airbags.
head. Yeah. It's like an airbag.
And you know
And
what?
it goes around their butt and everything and their hips. And I'm like, that's fucking brilliant. We need to put that on him.
You can wear them on motorcycles too.
Yeah.
They're-
Papa
those,
Joey.
those things are actually fucking awesome.
They're freaking cool, but we need that for our president. Although I do like things.
Can you imagine him going up the stairs on Air Force One, falling down, puffs up, throws him backwards, he
And
pops.
then he bounces. Bing, 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 bing.
Well, I don't know if you heard Shane Gillis say he's the first president to get like punch assassinate.
You're choking.
That's funny as shit.
It's messed up.
Or you just go up and yell and go, ah, and it'll be like, ah.
Shit his pants.
Assuming he's actually him.
This shit is bad.
He would do that stance that
I think clones are more resilient than the originals, though. So
he does. Yeah, that's
Just like,
true.
what?
That is
I didn't
true.
do it.
The future is bright. I'm confident that a job awaits you each and every one of you.
Well, when you're making $25
Fucking
an
Ronald
hour at
McDonald.
McDonald's, I mean, you
That's
probably
sad.
are.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
What is it? You drive by and they have the signs on the walls that are like paying $22.50. I'm like, what the fuck?
Things you don't need to feel guilty for: saying no, putting family first, saving your money, buying more guns, trolling liberals,
Ah!
pursuing happiness.
I don't need to feel guilty for those
You
things.
don't need to feel guilty.
Okay, thank you.
Exactly.
Saving your money.
Trolling liberals. Seriously.
I love this. How are you? My pronouns are. Yeah, exactly.
Get the fuck out of my house. I'm waiting for it. One of these days, someone's going to be that
There is-
jackass.
There is this, we should play it next week. There is this video of this newscaster. And this lady is from Europe or something. And this lady comes on and she's like, welcoming so-and-so, such and such. She wrote a book or something and she was having her on to talk about her book, right?
Mm.
And she was like, oh, welcome, so-and-so. Immediately says, thank you so much for having my pronouns are blah, blah, blah. They and them. She fucking loses it.
fuck yourself.
No, she was like, absolutely not. She was like, you are not a plural. You are not two people. I will not call you they and them. You are on my show. And she was like, well, and then she just keeps going off on her. And it's so funny. She has zero response.
Was it The View?
No.
Oh.
What?
How many people listening and you guys too, how many interactions in your life have you ever really run into somebody that was that just full retard, sort of like where you just couldn't believe that they spoke, like introduced themselves with pronouns, or like when I shared that doing the national anthem at a bar gig and the girl sitting down intentionally just playing on her phone. Everybody else is standing up with their hand on their heart, and this bitch is just sitting there.
Okay, hooker.
And you just feel the energy. Everybody's
Yeah.
like, what are you doing? What
What
the
the
fuck is wrong with
fuck are
you?
you doing?
She happened to be the girlfriend of the drummer at the time. It was,
Oh,
it was so
That's
funny.
embarrassing.
Dude, it
that's
was,
when owner's just like, you need
But
to
it's
leave.
so uncomfortable because seriously, it's like, but truth be told, she has every right to be that way.
Absolutely.
And the fact that the whole American and patriotic
The
thing,
reason why we have this.
yes, it's her freedom is just as protected as
Freedom of
yours, but it's
speech,
still fucking
It's
offensive.
offensive.
But you can't be a snowflake.
Well, that's like
Still, you wanna
people
punch him in
burning
the
the
face?
flag. Everybody
Oh, yeah.
gets so offended about it. I'm like, but that's your freedom of speech.
And I'm with that.
I
You
am.
can burn it, and the guy that runs across the street and snatches it up before you light it on fire, he can do that
You
too.
can do that too.
I
Yeah,
dig the hell out of
exactly.
that one,
Now,
too.
when they start going and aggressively attacking each other, you can't do that. But
Well, it depends on who you are, because
well, that's true.
there are some guys that can just do whatever the hell they want.
Proper English. Yep, that's what it was. Joey seen it. She was like, absolutely not. I will use proper English. Like, I'm not calling you a plural. It's so good. She was super respectful, but the lady was like she had zero response to
'Cause
what
it's-
was happening.
Because it's an indefensible position.
It
in the
is.
first
It
place.
absolutely is.
When you
It's so
introduce
funny.
yourself in this is the most arrogant, dumbass thing you can do. Oh, I'm a they, them.
Right.
No, you're
First
not.
off,
You're not two people.
First
Shut
off, I
the
don't
fuck
give
up.
a shit. I'm not that interested in you to begin with. Okay. You happen to be here because
Exactly.
of whatever you accomplished, and somebody in my production team said we should interview you. I've now
I'm
established
here.
that no, we don't need to interview you. I've
Not
learned
anymore.
everything I need to know about you in that little 30
Yeah,
seconds.
and you're done.
Gosh.
So were you here the night I talked about the barbecue place?
Yes, that's what
So,
it reminded me
yeah,
about the chick
yeah.
sitting down was because it is really cool when you see those sort of patriotic things happen,
Hmm.
and then to see somebody just shit all over it, it's like so uncomfortable.
Oh.
And
And it makes you so mad.
well, that's the thing. Like, but so what's the right response? Because one of the dudes that was there, he could not say something. He's walking, just like, so what's your deal? you know. Well, I just haven't. And she went on with whatever it was she went, and you just. It's interesting to see how it works on the other side because
Yeah.
as much
Yeah.
as you see left people just losing their minds over silly shit,
Yep.
we're capable of it too.
Yep.
And because when
Absolutely.
it gets right down to it, like
It's still all freedom of speech, no
I
matter
love-
which side you're on.
I love the joke about they was it Dave Chappelle was saying he learned how to do, white people's kryptonite. Just have OJ Simpson walk out onto this and kneel down during the national anthem. It's like, no, I know what he's gonna do.
Oh,
It's fucking hilarious.
So the name of that barbecue place, I couldn't remember it the last time, but it's called Mission Barbecue.
Ah.
And it looks like they're based out of North Carolina, but they do have that location in Jacksonville that I went to.
Florida.
Yeah. What a great experience it was. Very cool.
Florida's
was
an
it, was
interesting
it good
place.
barbecue?
Oh, it's delicious.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
the
you
food
go.
was delicious.
Their bugs are huge.
So the gentleman that I work with that took me there, he just took his dad there, and his dad is a 90-year-old Korean vet and Korean War vet. He eats for free. I mean, the owner sat down with him and said, I want to hear your entire story. I
Oh,
want to hear
that's
my life.
so cool.
And then they took a picture and they said, we're going to put a picture of you up on our wall.
That's fucking cool.
That's freaking awesome, man.
He's
That's
been-
next level.
Yeah,
That's
he's
big.
been back there twice. They've eaten for free every time they've gone in there. And it's pretty cool.
That's freaking awesome. Now I really want to go there.
It's very, very good barbecue.
It's awesome.
Yeah, very.
Plus, it doesn't
Wouldn't it be
work.
bad if the food just
It just sucked.
You're
No.
like, dude, everything
They're
else
really
is
cool. They
good.
put a
You
picture on the wall,
gotta
but
step up
God,
your
the food
game.
sucks.
No, the food was delicious. Actually,
Yeah, you really gotta step up your barbecue game, bro. Come on.
I love this one. First wave feminism. We want to be equal to men.
And they
Second
went out and
wave,
worked for it.
We don't need men. Third, we are men.
It's sad.
It's true though,
It
right?
is- it is true. Well, I mean, that's what
it's so true.
the whole. It was an unnecessary movement, and I the way that it happened was, it just got all twisted and captured by the wrong people, and like so many things, unions were a great idea
Yeah,
that
in
just
theory,
got fucking out of hand.
Yeah.
Somebody's
HOAs,
like,
same
"Nah,"
thing. Like in theory, at the beginning, they did their job, and then they are way over the line.
Most of the time, when you have regulation or groups or whatever, it starts as a good idea and a core group of people.
Gee, that
have
sounds like the
the right-
government.
That sounds like everything. I don't give a shit what it is. It could be a club. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
a book club. They start together. You get
A
enough
car
people.
club.
You get enough people
Oh,
in
yeah.
there, you're gonna start
You're
having
gonna
some
get
idiots.
some bad ideas.
Some idiots,
Yeah.
and then they're gonna start taking over and be like, you know what? I think we should do something different.
I think we should write a book or start smoking some books or like get your pianos tuned.
Hey, the leader's not necessarily the person with the most information. They're just kind of the one that's most willing to not shut up.
Yeah, exactly.
The one who
So-
can yell.
exactly.
The same thing I've been telling Keith the whole time. This is literally who can yell the loudest.
Yeah. Well,
This
that's
whole thing.
that's how it gets out of control because the people who
Climate
don't have any
change, everything.
scruples, the people who
Who
don't
can
have
scream the
any
loudest?
desire to, check themselves and be like, hey, maybe I shouldn't be insane today.
Yeah.
They don't do
No.
it. They don't know how.
Because then other people are feeding that insanity and it just gets built up.
Yeah. I'm always amazed when I watch people get in actual fights, like in the entirety of my life.
Yeah.
I've never been able to really understand how people who don't even know each other wind up getting in a physical altercation with each other, even in the bars with alcohol.
Yeah.
It used to blow my mind. Just the
What are
dumb
you
shit.
fighting over?
People get in fights, like hurting each other. Like, that looks painful. What happened? What
Somebody's
happened?
punching you in the face. How did you get here?
It's so wild. So freaking wild.
They are all cults. I agree with Joey on that.
Oh, yeah.
How many times have you played in a bar though, and you've seen fights? I mean, we've seen it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, so many times. Almost every night, somebody got into a brawl somewhere.
Why have
Or
I not
outside
been
the
there on those
parking
nights,
lot.
No,
man?
no, no.
I never got any of the good nights.
Honestly, I can say probably in the bars that I'm playing at, I've probably seen maybe 12 over the course of my career, like actual fights.
Mm.
2 that were terrifying. one of which was the best. We're up on stage and you could actually see the front door from the stage that we were on. And so as you slowly start seeing people leaving the bar kind of in a hurry,
You're like,
music's going, so you can't really hear anything.
Yeah.
And we're looking for the main guy, owner / security guard. Like, where's he at? And I realized, oh, he's the one fighting
Oh.
with like a shitload of people.
Yeah.
Like, and as a band, your job is just keep playing and
Yeah.
try not to draw attention to
Right,
it. Like,
right.
Try
I
to,
hate
like,
guys that go,
distract.
oh, dude, and like,
Punch him. Get him.
No.
Get him.
don't draw attention. But anyway, he's the guy that's supposed to control stuff. He's the one out there fighting
Yeah,
with people. It's like, oh, this is
This is awesome.
I don't know how this
This
ends.
is
There's about a half hour of absolute melee out front, and then people kind of started funneling back in. I'm like, I don't know how it ended. I don't know what it was about, but it was scary as hell because that's the guy who's supposed to control people.
Yeah, yeah,
He's the
exactly.
one in there
He's
throwing
the-
punches.
yes.
Okay, then.
That's what was cool about Norton's, because the band was separate from the bar, and you didn't see half the shit that went on. But
Oh, no, yeah, the real stuff.
separated.
but at the Pony,
Woo!
you see all kinds of shit at the Pony.
And
One of the
Pony
scariest
was a
ones.
whole
Were
lot
you
of-
with? I don't know if it was a band that was with you or not. Where that gigantic biker dude he was huge, one of the biggest human beings I've ever seen in my life. And he was really nice. And I don't know what happened between some other person and a person he was friends with, but like he just got up and pushed this dude literally across the entire room.
Just that. Poof.
And it was just that nerves of like, if this guy goes off, nobody's stopping him.
Right.
Everyone in here
Yeah,
is
like
dead.
we're all
Like,
doomed
legitimately
until he's
dead.
done. Like
But
we're.
it was really cool to see him control it. But yeah, I mean, whatever the guy did, it triggered him. He got up and shoved that dude, and it was just, oh, what happens now? Like,
You were like, oh.
he controlled himself, but it was just
Yeah.
to see
And
a human being that's that clearly
Yes.
capable of killing everyone.
Oh yeah.
Control that weapon, to
Yeah.
turn it on that quickly
Yeah.
and turn it off that quickly was really impressive. I feel like Joey must have been there. Somebody's
Joey, do you
anyway,
remember that?
at the newer Nortons up there in Queen Creek was there
That's
was a biker guys in there.
crazy.
It was fun. It was interesting
That'd be fun.
because I've never been in a fight. I
can't believe you've never been in a fight.
Yeah,
Like that boggles my mind.
I've had a lot of people want to kick my ass. Don't get it
That,
wrong.
okay then, because I was like, I could
There's
see.
lots of people who wanted to kick my ass, but I'm not interested in fighting, so it's kind of easy to
So
avoid.
they just like yell at you and you
Yeah.
Well,
just
'cause-
stand
yeah,
there.
they're like, I'm gonna kick your ass. Like, okay, well, go ahead, hurry up. I have shit to do.
Like,
legit.
hurry up, you can bleed,
What
I
if I
got-
called your mama whore? I said, well, what if he did?
She might just be. I don't know.
And
She
who,
likes her
and who
piano
cares?
tune.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
The reality of it is, when I was really little, I hurt somebody very badly, lost my temper over something stupid,
Yeah.
and it affected me most of my
For-
life.
yeah.
And that,
Life,
it wasn't worth it. That person's scarred for life.
Yeah.
Because of what? And for what?
For a
absolutely
toy,
nothing.
for who knows what you were
Yeah.
fighting over.
And
Yeah.
it's the kind of thing that it's never worth it.
Yeah.
If I'm defending my family or my life,
Absolutely.
100%. But for anything you say or think or feel, who gives a shit?
Yeah. Or
Just-
you looked funny at my girl.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
That was my favorite.
Yeah.
Like, you look at my girl. Well, she's dressed like a whore, but yeah,
Her tits are hanging out. Her ass is hanging out.
I don't
mean,
think
it's kind
she's
of
not really dressed to be covert. So,
Yeah.
Right.
If you were
forgive me.
concerned about her covering up, you didn't let
You
her,
made a
let her
mistake.
walk outside
Hey,
like that.
you're
I'm
driving a
just saying.
Lamborghini. I'm going to look at it.
Right.
Don't be mad about it.
I'm not
Be
touching
proud of
it.
it. It's
I'm
all
just
good.
looking. It's fine.
If she goes home with me, again, be mad at her. But secondly,
Yeah. And that was your choice. Like something happened that you pissed her off and she came home with me. It's fine.
Patrice O'Neal's like, I don't want to be with no bitch. Nobody's going to try to rape. Walking through the alley into it. Go to the back alley, bitch. I talk to the junkies. I don't give a shit. Legit. Anyway. So no, I've never been in a fight. I've been hit before.
Oh.
never been in a fight because I mean, you get sucker punched every
I never
once in a
have
while.
either.
I got kicked in the face at a laundromat,
I
and I got
can't
hit in the
believe
face in
that
school.
that you've never been in a fight.
No,
You've never been
same,
hit?
Same reason.
Well, his brothers don't count.
No, but I mean, like just like sucker punched or
no.
because
No.
I can't get mad enough to get into a fight quickly. So like I legitimately had a laundromat. I was sitting on a curb, and some dude, I was playing a game on a Game Boy, and this dude came up, and I don't know what I don't really wonder whatever, but I kind of ignored him, and he kicked me in the face,
Oh.
and it fucking hurt.
Yeah.
Oh,
But it
yeah.
takes me the shock
It
of
was
it.
like the
I got up and I walked to the van to go grab a knife because all I could is I want to stab this motherfucker. But he was gone by the time I got back. But like,
but then you're mad by the time you get back. Now
yeah,
you're all
that
riled
adrenaline
up.
pumping.
Yeah.
That is one of the worst feelings in the world because there's no release
You have
to it.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want to be involved in that being
Yeah.
unleashed on somebody because
Yeah.
it's like I feel like it's a I'm going to kill you or die trying sort
Yeah.
of thing, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it takes
It's
me too
that
long to get amped
uncontrolled-
up.
Yeah.
You know, because nothing's.
You're
worth
not
it.
that instant like
Not to that level of physicality. No, it takes a lot to get me that angry. I can get that angry, no question about
but
it.
it takes
it takes
there's
a
a
lot.
build up.
Yeah.
Okay. Just like getting your piano tuned. It's not an instant,
Yeah.
it takes a minute.
You gotta be a girlfriend or something like that. You know,
I had a
Kill you,
point.
bitch. Story for another time.
I had a point in my life where I had a bad temper, and I felt like that if I ever did cross that line, I wouldn't come back. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I just never wanted to do that.
Well, that's what makes you a discerning human being and kind of a decent person. It's like because it's not really worth it.
Yeah.
It's really not. I mean, someone's going to get hurt, whether it's you or it's me. And what are we talking about here? What's really at stake? Is it the honor of my family, or is it just you said some shit? Who cares?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just words. It's almost always just words. This is why it drives me nuts when cops beat somebody up because of their attitude or what they said. I'm like, dude, of all people, you can't handle being
Really?
called names.
Yeah.
Like that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. There's so many videos of that stuff. Somebody says
Yeah.
something, don't mouth off to me. It's like, dude,
Ah.
yeah, they can mouth off to you. Relax.
As soon as they
Yeah.
start like throwing stuff or threatening you, then they're
I don't
That's a
care if
different
they're
story.
threatening you. This, I mean,
they threaten you, you just take them to
it's
jail.
just
What does it
words.
matter?
You threaten me. Okay, there's legal recourse.
Yeah.
But I'm to get aggressive with somebody who threatens you.
No.
It's still not doing anything to you.
Yeah.
It's when you're doing something, it's just, it's,
Coming after
anyway,
my stuff or something. Yeah. Okay.
It's a little shoots and ladder slide and go down craziness.
I love it.
Nice.
If you ever
Like
watch
that.
Friday with Frank, I love him. He's one of the Pinal County
Oh yeah.
cops out
Oh,
here.
hilarious.
And it's funny because people will get downright nasty with him, and he just blows it. He's like, "Yeah, okay."
It wasn't
you have a
him,
nice
but
day.
that same
know.
ilk. There's that one of the high patrolman where the guy's losing his mind about to take it 200, and he rips it up, and throws
Yeah,
it, and the
yeah.
guy says, "You're gonna have to get out and pick that up, or I'm gonna ticket you for littering."
Yeah.
And the
Yeah,
guy's
I
like,
saw that one.
"I love that shit."
I saw that one. Yeah.
That's the
You're like,
right
and
way
you
to
still
be.
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to pay for it. Sorry.
That's the right way to be. It's just that there's no reason to get personal with
Yeah.
somebody. You broke a law. I wrote you a ticket. Sorry, you're freaking
Have a
out.
good day.
But getting leveled up by words, there's not a situation where that should be a thing. It's not.
Well, like you said, when it comes to family or somebody you really care about, that's a whole different story. It's game on at that.
And
point.
again,
I mean,
Words and action, they're different things.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
whatever, like you talk about my mama. Yeah. So what? I'm only time I'm gonna get upset is if you're saying something that's true and I don't want people to know. Otherwise, I don't care what you say. There's nothing you can say that's
Doesn't
really
matter,
that
'cause
upsetting.
You're just making
Right.
shit up.
Yeah.
Well, the best thing is, I think it's funny. So I've been in a couple arguments since my mom passed away. They were like, "Your mom is so whatever." I'm like, "I don't know. You'd have to talk to her in heaven." And they're like, "Oh." I was like, "Oh, you're actually really that kind of shithead. Have a good day."
That is a fun one to turn.
It's hilarious.
I get to do it with the
And
race
just
card.
watch their face. They're like, ooh. I'm like, "Oh, okay."
that says your liberal side is starting to show.
What do you mean starting to show? You didn't know?
Jack's actually like a good human being, though.
He's a
I,
good.
I always said I'm a fiscal conservative with liberal tendencies.
Yep.
That's
Oh,
what I
I
am.
like that.
That's what I am. 100%. I'm not one to claim that I don't have habits and that I don't do things that I think are immoral. I have. I've done a lot
Like
of bad
tuning your
stuff in my
piano.
life. Yeah, my piano, someone else's piano, whatever.
Everybody's piano. He
I
just
don't.
likes
I don't
all the
judge people for what they
pianos.
do. I don't. I'm not going to tell you you're any better or worse than anybody else. I'm just deal with situations as they come. And I'm all about new information and I like to learn new things. And I know there's a lot of people that have experienced things I've never experienced.
Yeah.
I think there's value in all that. It's tough though, because I feel myself getting pigeonholed into
Yeah,
these-
you were saying you were
I
getting
hate
riled
that.
up with stuff, and you're like, whoa.
Oh, that just drives me nuts. I'm like, I don't want to be team anything. I just want to use my brain and
And
take
go with the
moment
best
to moment.
answer for that situation.
100%.
Yeah.
And I know we said it before. It's because the political system is not the way it was when we became what we became, right? I mean, it's so divided now that you do get pulled to one side
and
or the
oh,
other.
yeah.
it's because it's
there is no-
intentional.
yeah.
And we're human beings.
Yep.
And what they do is designed to make human beings do what's happening. You know,
And you're going to get emotional. You're going to get sucked into it.
Of
You're going to
course.
get, you know.
because they're all really big deal things.
Mhm.
Really big deal things that we put out there, and you can't avoid being crazy about.
Yeah,
This woman
yeah.
was paid well over $500,000 in hush money to keep things quiet. Yeah, I remember that. But I guess the thing is,
She wasn't a porn star, and it wasn't Bill Clinton, a Democrat.
Yeah.
There is a double standard. If
We know
you're
that.
Donald Trump and they want to associate you with a porn star, you're going to be indicted. But if you're Bill Clinton with a work associate who you were associated with in conjugal visits, you're okay.
Well, he handled it different too.
He did.
But this is the thing. Every single president, I mean, not
Different levels.
the one that's there because
Different
he
levels.
has no
Yeah.
idea. But everybody has had a side mistress or a side hustle or whatever.
Well, it's presumed that successful men are
Desirable, whatever.
well, that's a good way to put it. I was gonna say whores, but either way,
You
Donald
know, it's
Trump-
the woman
Donald Trump
who
is the
was
first
like,
one
fuck
who-
me.
who had exes, who had more than one wife.
Right.
So he's on kind of a different level. So it's interesting that he fucked a porn. Well, of course he did. He's super rich in
Would
the
you
80s.
not?
He lived through a time and managed to stay not, wasn't addicted to cocaine, but was wealthy all through the 80s. Like that dude, if he didn't have at least a couple dozen porn stars in his book,
Come on now.
I would be disappointed,
Right,
or
right.
think he's gay, because who wouldn't do that?
Why would you not?
It's just, it seems ridiculous to think otherwise. Bill Clinton, we knew he was that. He did get indicted. He did get impeached.
Mhm.
And again, it's a zero. Who gives a shit?
Nobody cares.
It was the version of what they're doing to Trump.
The Trump.
We
Right.
did it to him too. Everyone's
Right.
like, oh my God, I can't believe he got a blowjob from a girl. I was like, yeah, he was kind of a dick about it too. Like, it really was. Like, we take a moment and realize how shitty he was and how
Mhm.
fuck Monica Lewinsky got in that whole thing. It's like,
Oh, I know.
that poor girl's life was ruined over
Well,
a
Yeah.
blowjob.
Was
They
it him or
just-
his wife? That's
Either
the big-
one.
the big
She's a
question.
Just the
there,
simple
too.
fact is like, who cares?
Right.
Well, I mean, how old was she at the time? And this dude's like,
She was
hey,
an intern, wasn't
Yeah.
she, or something?
want some? Of course
Yeah.
she does.
Yeah.
Because she's going to move up in the world. Hell yeah.
Because she's, in her 20s and in the White House,
Yeah.
and the president wants her to suck his dick.
Of course you're going to do
How
it.
do you think our VP got where she's at?
Well,
Right?
No, nobody wanted that. It's just like, Kamala, will you do this? He's like,
Let
Hold
me
on.
finish my cocktail. Let me finish my drink and I'll do it.
You can save 30% or more by switching back to Trump. Ah, that's great. Oh my God. How do we get that sticker?
You go rip it off a Geico sign.
Right.
I bet you we could get that lizard and then we could just write it on the back of our
That's probably what
cars.
they did, I'm sure.
Where do I get that lizard from?
Get a real lizard.
I have
Get a
two
real
of them.
lizard.
Taxiderm it.
Taxiderm.
This is
Oh.
very unfair. I should be in Wisconsin now.
Can't anybody shut him up? No. Why?
Yeah.
Nope.
Because he's literally sitting in court doing all this bullshit.
Yeah, it is. It's the whole DOJ, all the DOJ stuff, and all the like the unredacted versions of, or the mostly unredacted versions of the original documents on some of these cases, and it's just like, I mean, it's really clear. But I think that's kind of what we're going for in the topic today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
Yep.
is it working or not? Not sure. And by the time that we figure out if it is or isn't, it's
It'd be
gonna
too late.
It's
Yeah.
going to be too late.
Yep.
I don't think it's going to go the way they want.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, liberals looking at their calendar.
March
now.
for Hamas, demanding reparations march, anti-capitalism march, protest conservative speaker of the week march, anti-2A march, demanding free college march, anti-hate speech protest.
Oh, that's just 1 week.
This
That's
is for
just
this
1 week. Exactly.
High heels.
Exactly.
Oh, howdy.
I love this.
Oh,
Kung Fu grip.
Now we're going through
Ah, sniffing all your children.
groping victims sold separately. I love that.
Oh, that's great. I didn't even see that. Oh my goodness.
She
I-
smells so good.
I got to bring in my beating Obama doll.
You're what?
You have an Obama doll?
It's beating Barack.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's
It's a little wind up. It's a little wind up toy that just jerks it. It's hilarious.
that's
That's
the
funny.
best. Oh
That's
my
funny.
God.
You remember the dog toys, the Biden dog toys, the dog chews that they had?
No.
You remember that? They're with the little plushie. You buy them for your.
They
Oh
do
my
it.
goodness.
They make them out of all of them.
Oh yeah,
We should bring him to our house and let Bill just shred him to
it's the funniest
pieces.
show.
I'm sorry, it appears your accident has left your son brain dead. Wonderful. Now he'll be able to go to an Ivy League school. Oh
That's
God.
not funny.
That
It's
is-
funny.
That is funny.
It's sad.
It's true.
Hold on, pull that back up. I want to see what it read on the TV. Anti-Israel Ivy League protesters push anti-Semitism.
Mm.
Yeah. The whole thing is ridiculous.
So what do you think about that whole thing?
It's just so upsetting and like again, I always go back to like, let's find a point in history when there was a news organization of any kind and headlines. Trouble in the Middle East. No shit.
Right.
It's never changed.
Never
It's
gone away.
always been there.
It's always been
But
there.
I'm not shocked. I don't care. I don't know why we're trying to get involved in it. And
Yeah.
it blows my mind how many people are pretending like they give a shit about something that doesn't affect them in any way, shape, or
Yeah.
form. You live here, you're going to college here. Fuck off that you care at all about Israel or Hamas or
Well,
any of
and
that
we
shit.
shouldn't. It's not within our country. It's not affecting us. We don't need to be doing anything about it.
I don't, yeah. and
Until somebody is threatening us and sending bombs over or whatever, I don't care what you do.
I
Well,
don't
and they're
know.
threatening
Do whatever
Jews
you're
on
doing.
these campuses. They're
Yeah.
threatening the Jews too.
Yeah, and
I mean,
that in and of itself is like there's laws against that kind of stuff. So.
Then you bulk up your security on campus. You have more armed security guards,
did you see
and you
the?
let them fucking try.
I remember what school it was. Did you see the cop take down that one protester? It was like a football tackle, man. He just knocked
Oh,
the
no.
fuck out of that guy. It was
I
great.
saw the one where they took the protester and she was throwing a fit, and then he like she goes to fall on the ground, and so he loops her up by each arm and under her neck and just keeps carrying her, and she was like,
I saw
I
that
didn't
too. I
win.
saw
It's
that
so
too.
funny.
I agree that we to stop worrying about personal lives. And it's funny though. I said that I feel that way, but I remember when Clinton first was going down for the whole blowjob thing, and I'm going like, why do we care? Do we care?
No.
Why does anybody give a shit? Oh, it's not that he did that; it's because he lied. We don't care. You don't really give a shit that he lied about it. Of course, he lied about it.
Right.
He lies about
Was-
everything. They all lie
Who
about
doesn't?
everything.
Right.
What guy's like, hey, by the way, honey, I got a blowjob from the intern today. I came all over her dress. I'm sorry about that. She's like, no problem. Thanks for telling me. Like,
Totally good, babe. Thanks.
it's just the dumbest shit. Anyway, well, straight on the Middle East. Yeah, it might. You know, I mean, they've been trying it for the.
I mean, it
60s, 70s.
might.
I don't know. You know,
Yeah, the money going there is affecting us, and it shouldn't be leaving the U.S.
yeah, the money going everywhere is ridiculous. But
Shouldn't be
It
leaving
is
the
ridiculous.
U.S.
It's
so
absolutely
of our older listeners, can people remember? Can any of you remember in the 70s or the hippie generation when that was going on? When we look at it now from a historical point of view, they act like everybody was hippies, like that the schools, it was all.
right.
Was that the case, or were there just like 12 of them? You know what I mean? Like I my gut feeling is it probably wasn't as much of a movement as we act like it is or
Yeah.
was historically. Just like now, all that gets the attention is these absolute
And that's
dumb
all
shit.
that's going to be in the news. That's
Right.
all that's going to be
But that's
whatever. So 20
it's
years
not
from
even
now,
close to the majority
nobody's
of
gonna
people.
know.
It's a very small percentage of the people,
Right.
but it's just the loudest. What gets the
Yeah.
noise? What
That-
gets the
Whoever
attention.
That's a
screams
good
the
point. That's
loudest.
a good point.
I always wondered that because I wasn't there for Flower Child, the Flower Power thing, but the historical record is like it's just streets were just
Yeah.
covered with freaking hippies and flowers and all this crap. And it's like, is that a thing? I don't know. I was,
You don't want to be hippie, Joey?
I've seen pictures of you back then.
I
You
don't
were
know.
playing.
Did you have the hair?
He had a show band going on, man. He was just,
Did he?
dude. He was a sexy bastard back then. You ever seen him when he's dressed up?
Oh yeah, I've seen
No.
Oh,
pictures of
dude,
him.
he
I've seen
looked
pictures
like
of him.
lounge act 100%.
Yep.
He's a tight mo.
Oh, I saw a picture of him when he was younger, and he looks just like his kid. And I was like, holy cow.
Yeah, Jay. Yeah.
Just like Jay.
Oh my gosh, genetics are strong.
Yeah, you wonder if it was like that, right? Because you watch Forrest Gump, and the whole movie makes it sound like there were hippies everywhere, right?
And that,
I mean,
yeah, it seems that way. But then again, just the stuff that I did live through, and what the historical record says about it now, that's not really what happened. It
Right.
wasn't necessarily like that, you know.
Mom, Dad, tell us. How was it?
Mom's, dad's.
I know my mom
Older
was
gentleman.
very much a hippie. Like the true, yeah.
true hippie.
I have lots of stuff saved from then.
I'd be curious. That's a good point. I like
It's-
Oh,
that.
Because we are only going off of what's recorded. So
Well, all
what
we
do
have is
know?
historical. And
Yeah.
here's what's really interesting is like, my wife screams about this all the time. Like, how much of current history and current events is being stored in any sort of physical record?
No.
Like
It's
they
all
found that
electronic.
the Dead Sea
It's all
Scrolls. The
electronic
Dead Sea
now.
Scrolls were a big deal.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, everything's like it's one EMP from just not existing anymore.
Everything's
Done,
digital,
done.
Yeah,
Because there's no written
they don't write shit down.
newspapers. There's no written magazines.
Hardly anything has a hard copy that will survive anything.
Gosh, when did that? Okay, when did that change? Because we're gonna think so. 9/11, which was 2001.
Yeah.
Like, that's not very long ago. Written stuff, because I have the newspaper for 9/11.
I know that. I mean,
When
I know
D-Backs
people
won
from
in
other,
like 05. I have that thing. So we still had good.
but that's
like,
a newspaper, right? Like
That's
a
what I'm
newspaper
saying. We
clippings.
still had some sort of physical record.
It started with computers though, because they would store everything on a disk.
Yeah.
Right.
I
They
mean,
started.
that's-
That was consolidating because
Yes.
paper
Right.
was huge and it was too
Right.
much.
Yeah.
There's too much physical stuff. And
But
so
when
they try
did
to
we get rid of
consolidate.
all that? Is there still
when
physical
cloud
newspapers?
storage started.
I don't know.
Probably when you were able to start, putting virtual drives up there.
But isn't it
They were
wild?
able to
Isn't it
do that.
wild that when you think about the fact that they're like, oh, there's just not. I mean, that's why it's why the whole moon landing stuff's gone because they had recorded over it.
Yeah. yeah.
Like, why wouldn't they?
Ugh.
Why wouldn't they? They just need to reuse it.
Yep.
There's no keeping these physical copies like film. Film's going away.
Yeah.
It's going
Yeah.
digital.
Crazy.
Music is digital.
Everything's digital.
There's
There's no records.
There's no
There's-
master tapes. There's no master tapes anywhere. It's just I got the original file. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Exactly.
And how many
How many
times
of those
email
are
it?
there?
Hippie crew protest in the war in Vietnam. We don't know what side you were on.
The other side.
Hippie crew protest.
Thanks, Dad. Oh, look, it's Eddie. D-backs won in 01 also. Okay, maybe it's both from 01 then.
What's up, Eddie?
Look, Eddie's got his picture of his chick for you there.
We're just talking about you, Eddie.
I know. We're talking about your girl on there, Eddie.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He said she was a lot
I know,
cuter
kidding.
than you,
Jeez.
which is true.
Some paper.
But we still love you, Eddie.
Leave it to Lindsay.
Leave it to
Next one down. There you go.
So what is this? Okay, so
Trump to swing through 2 battleground states for first time since start of criminal hush money trial.
so yeah, that's kind of the
Is
whole
he
point.
actually going to be able to campaign?
I guess he is. I guess he's got a break from court.
Well, there was some deal where they were doing with RFK where he wasn't allowed to go to certain states or they would take him off the ballot.
There's a bunch of them that are still trying to do that.
Yeah.
Fines too. And it's so like, how are these things happening? Like whether it's RFK or it's Trump, it's like there's so much just obvious, blatant, out in the open. Like, yeah, no, we're fucking with stuff. Like
Yeah.
the whole. We try to pretend like the Russians interfered with the election. I'm like, okay, maybe they did, maybe they didn't, but it wasn't that effective because clearly. But you guys are certainly.
You
fucking,
guys
like,
got this.
y'all. You sidelined Bernie, like that's a thing. Just said, "Fuck you, Bernie. We're not giving you a shot.
Yeah.
We're giving it to a girl," and she screwed the pooch. And now, like, you get Biden in there, and the idea that there's any sort of level of fair election going to happen at this point,
No, not at all.
because either we have to cheat, or the right
Or
has,
they're gonna
has to
cheat.
cheat, or they're going to cheat. The idea that it's just going to be a fair,
None of it's going to
above
be.
board, like it's just ridiculous.
Well, and that's the point because the judge basically told Trump he needed to be present at every day in
single-
court.
Right.
Well, his argument was that keeps him from the campaign
Campaigning.
trail, at
Which
this
is
point.
that, and the judge
100%
just didn't
true.
go, "Hey, yeah, no, duh, that's what we're doing here."
That's what we're doing.
That's the whole point.
Good
That's why we're
job.
charging him with
I'm
shit.
glad you figured it
We're
out.
charging him with shit that isn't
Drag it
actually
out.
a crime.
Exactly.
Stuff that's not
Or
real.
stuff that's going to stick. We're just wasting your time here.
And all of it's going to be anything that does stick to any degree is going to be appealed and going to be overturned because
Exactly.
it's all horseshit based on absolutely nothing, no real evidence in any of
Nope,
this stuff.
nothing.
And what's crazy to me
But
is how
it's
many
going
people
to take
sit there
time.
and act.
It's going to take money and lawyers. It's
He's a
gonna-
rapist. He's convicted rapist, and this is like none of that's true. It's
No.
it's blatantly a lie,
Yep.
and it is. I think I'm still I would struggle with how many of these idiots really believe this shit because it is. It's like stupid or liar. You're either stupid or you're a liar because
Yeah.
there's no way you can think that and not be a moron
Yeah.
or just completely uninformed or I don't know what it is. But it's like, yeah. How many freaking crimes he's been charged with?
Oh yeah, that's ridiculous.
And it was like, see, he's a criminal. He's
You
old.
remember- you remember-
he's pretty old.
Biden
He's been around a
and
good
the
long
stuff
time.
that he's been in and the stuff in
No,
his garage
But aside,
and
of all that aside, just assuming that this supervillain Donald Trump won as president once, he won once. Okay, but he was a supervillain then because all the stuff they're convicting, most of the stuff they're going after him for happened
know,
before he was
Eddie.
president.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay, but we made him president anyway. So what's going on? It's. I mean, it seems so clear.
yeah.
go to the States would not be allowed. All candidates.
Did they? I wasn't sure if they did that.
That's
They
cool.
were
That-
talking
that's
about
cool
it
if they
because they
did.
were saying
Yeah.
that the states couldn't.
There's so much stuff
Pick
going
it.
on right now that
There's
it's really
so-
hard to
it's
stay on
just
top of
insane.
everything.
Yeah.
That's why we got to talk to each other because some of us can watch one thing, see another thing.
And that's the worst thing about it. Like you said, you're in your lane. You're going to work every day. You got kids. You got soccer. You got who knows what. So
Well,
who knows where you're getting your information from?
These trials are going on daily.
If you're listening to mainstream media and you're only watching the news on in the background and that's all you hear, you're not going to have the time or anything to do any digging to find out what's truly going on. You're
Right.
just going to be like, oh, I remember something I heard about this.
That's the biggest thing.
That's
they were
huge.
I remember what show I was watching, but they were talking about this hush money thing that he was paying. They were talking about they were charging him with 32 counts of whatever.
It's campaign finance laws, what they're going after him for.
No, but what they did is they took it was one offense, right? They paid the hush money to this lady, right? It was one offense, but they're breaking it up into I want to say it was like 32
offenses.
different offenses because he split the payments up into like 12-month payments. So every check he wrote,
Seriously?
they're hitting him with a count based on every.
But this is the
check
thing.
he
The only
wrote.
reason they can even hit him with an account because what he's doing, what they're saying he did, isn't really even illegal. It's because the money, because he was in the middle of a campaign, they're putting it under
trying
campaign
to say it was
finance
like
law.
campaign funding.
Yes, that's exactly what they're doing, and it's stupid because again, Trump didn't write anybody a check.
Did he even get any campaign funds the first time?
I don't know. Of course, I mean he had donors, 100%. People donated
Yeah.
to his
Oh, I'm
campaign, and
sure.
it got used. But this is the thing. This is what's so stupid. I think is stupid about it. He didn't write any checks to anybody. The lawyer did. Okay, the lawyer paid her
Whomever.
for
Yeah.
whatever,
Right.
and the whole thing is that's not illegal. It's not, and whether she fucked him or not doesn't matter.
Hey, Jack, I'm going to give you $50 a week for
And
the
the whole
next
thing
10
is that
years to
there was
keep
an
your mouth
NDA.
shut. What does it
An NDA.
matter?
That's a legal document.
Yeah.
It's somewhat legally binding. So whether she was paid or she just did it as an honor killing, whatever, it still doesn't matter in any way except for this campaign finance thing they have to go after because it's not a crime to do
So
that.
now they just have to follow the money.
If he has an affair with a woman and
You pay
decides-
her off.
or you just have her sign an NDA,
Yeah.
kind of like a prenup, it's just a legally binding document. So
Right.
if you go and start talking shit, which she didn't do, other people did,
So how did they find her? How did all this come about?
because people talk and
So
eventually
she told her girlfriends later when she was drunk or
and
something.
my understanding is people knew about it because it was Donald Trump.
Wasn't a hidden-
it wasn't
yeah.
a big deal. The whole reason that it got put into this whole like NDA and whatever was because he was running for president.
So let's go see
So
how we can fuck
somebody
him.
else said, "Hey, we need to kind of do this." But there were other things that
Yeah.
were being said. There were other stories that were floating around about him that weren't true. That people paid money for the rights to these things that weren't true, and they knew they weren't true and found out they weren't true, but they still paid for it. I can't think of the specific example, but there is a lot of that, and Donald Trump had more of it than most people because he was a rich guy
Yeah,
before he was
to
a
begin with.
politician.
Right.
You know, the rest of these guys start out as shitty politicians and they get rich being that.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
wealthy beforehand. So
Yeah.
he
wasn't in it for the money.
had
didn't
some
care.
flavor. He had some life. He
Yeah.
had lived a little bit. So
Maybe they paid her to come forward.
who knows?
Right?
Who
Again,
knows?
you
And
never
again,
know.
the
But
whole
yeah.
purpose is just to put him in a compromised
Distraction.
position so he can't run. What's so weird about it is it's almost like just like a snake eating its tail. And like
Huh?
if you guys didn't figure out the first time that he won, is because you wouldn't shut up about him.
Yeah.
Everybody act like he was a joke. He didn't have a shot in hell. And you just the constant press coverage, because
Mhm.
again, it is very much a popularity contest. Like they are crippling RFK because they're keeping him out of the light. But the underground media is getting better and getting more widespread. But they constantly talk about Trump
Mhm.
still and haven't figured out that, hey, dickheads,
The more he's there,
the more you put him out there, and again,
you're campaigning for him.
you're campaigning for him, you're pushing it for him.
And did they really think by trying to make him look bad, it's going to sway his base?
Well, what's happening is whether it's his base or just people in general, I think the conscious, just the minds of people is opening up to the reality that like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, all these same assholes have been there for a really long time and haven't done shit. Why are they so
Why are they
dead set
so
against this
upset
guy?
against him?
Like
yeah.
trying to put him in prison and for what did he do? What did he do? Did he kill somebody? What did he do?
Yeah.
Oh, he paid a girl off for hush money. What? Who gives a shit? Like, do we care? We don't care.
No.
Nobody
Right.
cares about any of the stuff they're accusing him of, except for the worst thing since Civil War, the whole insurrection bullshit, which is again bullshit. And if you look into it at all, you realize that he didn't do anything they said he did. And they've got lots of people in prison for absolutely nothing, blown that thing into an unbelievable fiasco.
They have new video footage that's come out about
Dude,
January 6th.
do they?
Oh yeah, I was watching it on Epic Times. It's kind of crazy.
It's
kinda
beyond
crazy
crazy.
shit,
It's again, where we are with the justice system and all of our intelligence agencies and stuff, there is so much awful shit going on that it's really,
This is terrible. Like there are still
it bothers me.
husbands that are. It's been what 3 years?
Yeah, there's people that are locked
That
up
are
that haven't
still
been to
sitting
trial.
there.
And again,
Haven't even seen a judge. Haven't seen a trial. Haven't.
but there are people that are fighting it.
And then we're sitting here with Donald Trump bullshitting him around with fucking nothing.
The ones that are fighting it, because there have been some, I can't remember, I wish I could remember things better, but there have been some situations where people have managed to get off the charges,
Yeah.
you know, and all of them are bullshit.
Oh, they all are.
All of them are just absolute bullshit, but it is sort of that overreach with the intention of scaring people.
Yeah.
And I mean, to some degree it works.
Oh yeah.
It's frightening to me how much injustice is going on with regularity and out there in the open.
Yep.
You know,
And nobody's doing nothing about it.
again, it's I don't know anybody personally,
No.
but I mean, from what I read, what I see, it's like, wow, there's some real serious shit, you know. And if you've ever been caught up in any level of the justice system of being involved in the legal system in this country, it's fucking terrifying.
Oh,
Because once you're in there, it really has been for a long time.
Yeah.
They've talked about it recently, but
Mhm.
the whole guilty until proven innocent,
Mhm.
it's a shitty deal.
Yep.
And nobody's on your side.
Nope.
And nobody's trying to help you. If they've decided you're going, you're going. And I mean, there's nothing more helpless than feeling like I'm fucked.
Yeah, I have nothing. Well, and that's what is it? The FBI that came into the soccer mom's house and like trashed her house and carted her off. What's she gonna do?
What's
Like,
anybody going to do?
What are you gonna
Right,
do?
exactly,
Somebody comes
exactly.
in your house blazing with guns.
If that scope
you're
gets
just gonna
turned in your
stand
life,
there.
you're helpless.
Yeah.
And people don't, people who are just rah law enforcement who've never had any interaction to that degree don't understand the fear. If you've had any interaction with them that was negative, it's terrifying because you really are completely helpless. If
Yeah.
they want to, you're just screwed. Like,
Yeah.
and I can't imagine the level that those people are at where a week after they went to a protest, FBI's
They're
knocking on
getting
their
carted
house.
off.
Like, what the fuck is going
Well,
on?
and now we have not only the FBI, but the CIA is also they've kind of gone rogue on their own. I mean, they can do shit.
It's bizarre what they- well-
it's crazy.
What is the guy? What's the drug company guy that was he did a few years in prison. I can't remember what his name is, but he was one that was charging like $5,000 a pill, and they were acting like he was a piece of
Oh,
shit
yeah.
and whatever. Right? Did you ever see his follow up?
Mhm.
No.
Fascinating story. He essentially he pissed off Hillary
The wrong person. Yeah.
and got put in prison for years.
Yeah.
And it's like one of these deals where, like, what did he actually do?
Yeah.
Nothing. And he can explain his position and why he got, villainized.
How he got there,
They
yeah.
turned him into this caricature of like this evil bastard. And he's not at all. He's just a guy who had a business, and the position that he was in was he could explain to people why, it costs that much because it's a very specific drug.
Yeah.
It's important, but it doesn't need to be, he does a good job of
Yeah.
explaining it. He did a whole interview with Tucker Carlson.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Okay.
which again, I appreciate Tucker Carlson's ability to interview people that are kind of off limits because
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a hard thing to do. And but it's good to hear. It's good to hear that stuff.
It's
Yeah.
good to hear that other side. Yeah.
But he was another example of somebody where there's this sort of out of control legal system. When it gets
Just
turned on
jumped
you,
in
you're
and-
just, what happened? Oh, you're going to prison now. Why the fuck?
like what happened? How did I get here?
It's a scary thing, and I mean,
Martin Shkreli.
Yeah.
There you go.
good man.
See, Eddie knows all this.
I love this stuff. This
It
is
is so
so
good.
cool having people that can
We'll have to
make
look
my
that
brain
up.
work. No, and again,
No, law enforcement
Dad,
is great.
Dad, don't get me wrong, and don't burn my flag down. I'm not trying to say that we shouldn't have them. Of course, you have to have.
It's who's controlling them.
Well, and it's
that's what's
The checks and balances have gotten a little out
Yeah.
of whack. I'm not bitching for the sake of bitching, and I'm also not claiming to have answers for these things. I don't know what the answers are other than integrity and decency. How do you get that? I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know how you
do
make
that.
people.
So let's take the
That's
other
all
side
it
of that.
takes. It takes integrity and
But-
decency.
I agree.
The
I agree
law
with that.
enforcement guy, the bottom grunt guy, the one doing all the work. He's told to be here Tuesday at 9 a.m. You're going to raid this house. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Does he get any more information than that? No, probably not.
No.
Does he know that he's raiding some soccer mom's house? No, probably not. But it's the people above them that are corrupt. It's the people above them that are screwing everybody over.
Right. When that's
And
the thing.
what sucks
The head of the
because the
snake.
bottom guys have no idea what's going on.
And how do you know? And how do you know where it comes from?
Exactly.
And again, I probably have some personal bias just over the years.
Yeah.
And who the hell wants to be a cop? Who wants to
I don't
be
know how they're still doing
Nowadays,
it.
yeah, especially nowadays. I mean,
It's an
wouldn't wanna-
awful job. It's just thankless. And like, it's so hard for me because of my biases and whatever. It's hard for me to imagine that anybody who really has integrity and decency wants to do that job.
Yeah.
I would do it because I'm a corruptible person and I would absolutely take advantage of the power that it would give me. There's no question about that. I know that about me. I could never be a cop. I would steal. I would screw people over. You know what I mean? It's an
Yeah.
absolute power trip for me.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to imagine that anybody does it for any other reason. I know they do,
Yeah.
obviously.
Oh,
they
yeah.
can't all
Yeah,
be
they
bad.
do. No.
But
But there are the bad
how long
ones
how
too.
long can you be there and not
Be bad.
turn into that? Like
But
even
there
if-
are those people out there
Yeah.
like you, Jack, that
have
would
done it
let that power
because-
go to their head 100%. I mean, there's been movies made about it.
because
constantly.
if I'm being honest, it's
You
like
know.
I could never be in those positions because I don't have the willpower to say that there's a level where I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm in. Let's do this. Hell
Let's
yeah.
do it.
You know what I
But
mean?
that's
Like,
true for any
They're going to be like,
position.
we're going
We
to take
talk-
over this
we
drug
talk
house and
about
we're going to take
shitty
all the money. You're going to
doctors,
be like, yes.
right? Same thing. You become a doctor. Doctors are treated like gods.
Mhm.
Somebody with the wrong
Get a God
personality,
complex.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
100%. Yeah.
Integrity and decency. It's how do you
You either have it or you don't,
right?
unfortunately.
And that's what's so funny. Like Donald Trump is such a weird guy because on some level you could say he's a bad guy,
Yeah.
but on other levels you go, he's gone a really long time at a really high level. There's not a lot of really truly
No.
bad things
No.
that
But he's
people
not.
say about him.
No,
Like
there's
a
that's
lot of
couple
good
shades.
stuff.
that's
Like,
a
lot of
good
good
guy.
A lot
Exactly.
of good stuff.
And
I
it's
mean-
like that's weird that like I mean, you have to really dig to try to make this guy look bad.
And even still, the bad stories were like, oh, he like spit out his window.
I mean, he has pictures with famous people like Rosa Parks. He's got,
Mhm.
you know,
Their
there's stories of him
families.
paying off people's
The-
mortgages.
The short amount of time
There's,
that we were in
you know.
bands that were good and had followings. I mean, I had a compacted ass full of people that I didn't care about like so quickly. I can't imagine that level of notoriety, fame,
Yep.
notice, you know, just recognizability
Noticeability, yeah.
that you wouldn't just at some point like everybody just fuck off,
Right.
but they don't. He still smiles at people. He
Mhm.
shakes hands.
Mhm. He still talks to people
That's
randomly in coffee
wild
shops.
to me.
Like,
But that's to me the epitome of decency and integrity.
Yeah.
Like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar won't sign autographs because he's had an ass full of it. He's 8 feet tall his entire life.
Fucking
He
done.
can't go anywhere without being recognized. He's like, I don't sign autographs. Just leave me the fuck alone.
Right.
Let me be.
Which
I'm
I
trying to
get
walk
at
to
a
the
certain
bathroom.
point. Like I would lose
exactly.
my
But that's what I'm saying.
mind.
But Trump doesn't do that kind of stuff.
no,
He always says hi to people. He's always like,
always waves at people.
and I realize
always-
part of that's because he's a narcissist. I don't care. He still
He's
has some
still nice
integrity
to
and decency.
people.
Right.
Because one of the things about thinking you kick ass is you go out of your way to kick ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm the best. I'm gonna prove I'm the best.
Well, he-
I'm the
And look at
nicest,
me go.
Coolest. It's wild.
He flew that kid with the oxygen or whatever that story. Remember that story? The plane, the airlines wouldn't let him fly, so
Yeah,
Trump
taking private.
took him on his own plane.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's like, I'll come and
there's,
get you.
there's hundreds of stories like that. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
And it,
where's the stories about Biden? I've never heard a good story about Biden ever.
he was
Really?
sniffing my hair.
I sniffed my hair and he.
I mean, maybe he did do some good things. I don't know, but you didn't hear about it.
No, but you know what's funny is like he just again you go back and you look at the stuff that we do have that is recorded of Biden, and it's like there's a lot of video of him being just a straight up asshole.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
I'm the back of my collar. Like it's like you don't even talk shit.
they're
Good,
gonna put you back in chains.
Yeah. Yeah.
You-
Oh yeah.
You can't even talk smack decently. Like at least Donald's so ridiculous when he's talking shit. Nobody's even just like, what are you gonna do? You be mad at him? I can't
Yeah.
be mad at him. He's like he's insane.
Yeah. He's crazy.
But
Just let him be.
but you're Biden's like, oh, top of my class. That's the best one. That's the one ever. And then it's like, no, that's actually all not true. Why would you say
yeah,
that?
nothing.
None
to
of
say.
that's even
Because you made me angry and hurt my feelings.
okay. Have an ice cream. You'll feel better.
So ridiculous. Anyway, derailed that one.
Yeah, she did.
Squirrel.
You gotta take one person's freedom is an awesome responsibility that shouldn't be given to everyone. It takes a certain kind of person to be
Oh,
an honest
100%.
cop.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, and
100%.
again, I have a respect for the job. I totally understand.
Jack could not do it.
I couldn't, no way. The first time that I went to court and fought a ticket, was a situation where the cop was clearly upset. You know, he wrote me his ticket because it was a yellow light. I was 17 years old, so pretty new driver. The cop was 2 car lengths behind me, and the light turned yellow. So I was super aware of when it turned red.
Yeah, you were like, oh.
He caught up to me 2 miles down the road, pulled me over. I was kidding. You know why I pulled you over? I said, I assumed for that yellow light. It was red. Okay, cool. It was red. and it felt like that kind of attitude and that kind of energy. So I went and fought the ticket. While we're there, the judge like spent 20 minutes explaining to me where the intersection is and all this bullshit, you know. And I'm like, I'm 17. I just went through driving.
Like, I know exactly where it is. Yeah.
Book smart on this currently. It'll be gone in a year or two, but
Yeah.
But
currently
right now,
I'm
we're
aware of
good.
that stuff and was aware of it at the time. So after he does that, you get a chance to talk to ask questions. So I said to him, you know, I understand you guys have a very difficult job and I respect what you do, but I wonder, is it possible that maybe something earlier in the evening may have affected your judgment? And he flipped out. I don't let my personal life get involved in what it was like. And I looked at the judge and just like, come on, bro.
And there
And
we
he
go.
was just like, fuck.
He was like, damn.
Because it was, again, I
Yeah.
understand. Because I couldn't do it
Oh,
either.
no.
I'd be slapping the shit out of people on a regular basis. It's just like it seems like it's such a ridiculous.
You're
job
going to be
have
like, why'd
do.
you beat this guy today? Well, my kid pissed on my shoe. So
Because I had a crap
that's where
day. I
I'm
had a crap day, and the first guy who looks at me sideways, I'm gonna
I'm
just
gonna beat
choke
his
slam him
ass.
against the
Yeah.
wall.
Yeah.
Did you just roll your eyes at me, motherfucker? Like, you know what I mean? I get it. I
As your
couldn't do it.
teenagers rolling their eyes at you, and you're like, oh my God.
I'm telling you, man. When my son one day, I'm like, if you shrug your shoulders and say, I don't know one more time, I'm gonna put you through the fucking wall. I swear to. How do you?
And now imagine going to work after that.
Yeah, yeah.
And like the teenager that you just pulled over does that to you, and you're like, nope, I'm killing you. Rook him out of the car, beat his ass.
Being a human being is hard.
And I think I've said it before, but what really drives me nuts is these idiots on TikTok and all that. They go around and they purposely do shit wrong and film the whole
And fuck with the cops.
whole thing, and they start fucking with the cops. It's like, you know what?
There's a balance there.
Leave these guys alone.
There's a balance
I mean,
there that's tough because
Yeah.
there. I mean, you've seen. I don't know if you've seen the one where the cops are clearly wrong.
You
got a dude in
have, but I think
handcuffs.
some guys do shit on purpose though,
You-
and they try
oh,
to push the envelope.
well,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
that's what bugs us.
And that's the thing. It all exists.
Yeah.
There's guys that definitely go out with the intention of fucking with
Mhm.
cops, and then there's cops that are absolute pricks.
Yep.
I've seen guys in handcuffs being docile get thrown to the ground and knocked unconscious
Yeah.
because a cop lost his temper.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
No.
It's not okay to fuck with cops either. But again,
Exactly.
I don't have the answers to these things
Right.
other than integrity and decency. Put those things together. If everybody just was like, hey, your goal is to be decent to everyone you encounter.
Right.
Just decent.
Well, I watched like
You don't have to be
20
nice. You
minutes
don't
of
have
this
to be
guy.
super special.
Yeah.
Just don't treat them like shit.
And don't go out of your way to be an ass. And there's some people
And that's
aren't
simple.
capable.
20 minutes of this guy just berating this cop. All the cop did was say, "Can I see your ID?"
Yeah.
That's all he asked for, right? 20 minutes, this kid just goes off and
Yeah.
just would not give him his ID. And it's like, grow the fuck up. Just give me your
20
ID.
minutes.
You know
I'd
what I mean?
ask
And there's-
for 30
and
seconds
there's
and
that
cart your ass off to
catch-22.
jail.
And that just
Done.
annoys the shit out of me.
I get why it's annoying. And then there's that balance because what are you supposed to do when you know that you're being asked in a situation that they don't have any right to ask you?
I'm okay with having a dash cam. You know what I mean? If you
Yeah.
want to catch the whole thing on dash, that's fine.
Yeah.
But when you're going around with your phone and you got a
Right.
buddy
No,
outside filming what's
I
going
get,
on,
I get it.
it's like, come on, grow.
Because you're poking
Seriously.
the bear, really.
Well, yeah, when you go through a DUI checkpoint and you say, well, you can't ask for my ID, blah, 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 blah. You're starting shit.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
just starting.
But they're not wrong.
No.
And
But again,
again,
if you did
I
something,
recognize the
but
asshole
if
in
you're
everybody.
but if you're behind a car wheel, you have to have a driver's license. You have to show them you have a driver's license.
Well, not if you get constitutional on them. And if you know the law, you don't actually.
If you're driving a vehicle,
Yeah.
you have to.
No,
you
you
have
don't.
to have a driver's license.
It's a law.
Dude, there are guys, and there's guys on the internet that cover this stuff. It's
What?
there's constitutional things that make like registration of your car, all those things are not really legal at the core. It's insane. And it's most people don't have the brain power to defend these sorts of things.
Huh.
But there is I
Well,
can't remember.
that's so my truck
Well,
is
registration
a million years old. So my
registration in general is such a ridiculous
I
idea.
agree with registration, yes. But driver's license?
tags, all that other stuff.
I don't know where in
I
the
don't know. I'd have to
Constitution that
look at
says
that.
that's not. I don't know where it's a
Well,
constitutional
the idea,
issue.
the fact that you have to have an ID with you is not truth.
Not an ID, a driver's license.
Either
An
way.
ID is different. Identification telling me who you are. I don't give a shit who you are. I want to make sure that you're legal to be able to drive this car.
I have the car.
I don't know what that means. You own the car. That's great.
Correct.
Have a blowjob. That's awesome. That has nothing to do with driving the car.
Right.
What if you stole the car?
What if you did?
I don't care if you stole the car.
What if I have a driver's license and I stole the car?
Then you have a
Doesn't
driver's
matter.
license and you
It
stole
doesn't
the car.
matter. What I'm saying is it's sort of an official document that matters but doesn't matter.
I'm gonna have to look into that. But
Either
going
way.
to a whole different thing. So how many mirrors do you have to have on your vehicle? Do
I
you
don't
know
know.
this?
No. I know you can't have any flashing blue lights.
No, but
Or you didn't used to be able to.
so mirrors. So you only have to have
I wouldn't use them to defend
Send
me
you
in
in court. It's okay. So mirrors. Okay. Cop pulls me over. 48 Dodge pickup. The whole thing started. This was a great thing. Pulls me over because I only have 2 mirrors.
On the
I
side.
have a rear view mirror
No.
and I have a side mirror.
Like, because they used to sell them that way.
Technically, my truck was only made with a rear view mirror.
Right.
Didn't have side mirrors. I put a side mirror on there myself. Okay. So he starts fighting with me and blah, blah, blah. And you need to have this. And I was like, actually, sir, I have to have what the vehicle was made with. The vehicle was only made with a rear view mirror. And he was like, oh, well, you don't have a seatbelt either. And I was like, nope, seatbelts weren't invented until 1965. Does not have a seatbelt. And he was like, I'm going to have to take you in for it. And I was like, yeah, no, sorry.
Yes.
You're upsetting my dog.
I think that's what I'm talking about. So I might be completely full of shit and I might not know what I'm talking about.
State to state
But that's
travel. Oh, okay,
that sounds
okay.
right.
That sounds good.
I hear things and I go, oh, that's smart. I'm not trying to use this shit. No, I'm not one of those people that's going to tell the cops.
You're just going to hand you
I
the-
don't talk to
care.
cops. Like, I believe that, but at the same time, I'm not the one.
You're like, I'm not the one.
I don't have
who's-
enough balls for that. Last time I got asked by the cops, get out of the car. I got out of the car.
And you smiled and
No, I didn't smile. I was pissed. I was so pissed because he pulled me over because I short stopped on him, and I get that again. But then they're gonna pull me out of the car with this 12-year-old guy who's I guess they're training, and like the whole thing was such a fiasco and frightening.
oh no.
I told him I had a knife because I did.
Oh God, don't ever tell me you have a weapon. Oh my
Oh, dude,
God.
but it was nuts. Like they had me that other cop.
They put
cop,
you way on the other
passenger
side.
He has me lean over to open my
hear
glove
all your
box.
shit about.
While they're there, I'm leaning over, opening my glove box, which again, I'm just like, this
This is a setup.
that's
this is a trap.
stupid.
This is a trap.
Anyway, I said, do you have any weapons in the car? I said, there's
Yes.
a pocket knife next to me
Yeah.
on my console because there was. Cool. They wanted me to get out of the car. I'm like, oh, you fuck. So I get out of the car and I sit on the curb. And then they discuss because initially they said, when get up, since you said you have a Glock in the car, I said, whoa,
What?
pocket knife. Pocket knife. It's right fucking there.
Pocket?
There's no Glock in
Right,
here.
right.
But they had me get out of the car, and then they asked if they could search it, and I said, no, absolutely not. My truck is full of tons of shit.
Yeah.
Who
If
knows
you guys
what the
couldn't
fuck is even in
discern
there?
pocket knife and Glock, there's no fucking way I'm gonna sit here while you search for what?
Somehow there's going to be a pound of coke in there and I don't
fucking
even
what?
fucking know what's in there.
But point being, it's those situations are scary as shit
yeah.
because I'm just going like, man, what's the right? Like my gut is like, don't cooperate,
do it.
don't help him. Like when he says to get out of the car, I'm like, there's no reason for me to get out of the fucking car.
Right.
There's none
But sure.
whatsoever. You still haven't
You
explained to
said
me
there was a weapon.
why you
though.
pulled me-
That's why
No.
they take you out of the car.
again.
So,
What I
I-
said and what they said
oh
were
no.
fucking
But, yeah.
totally different. And there's the weapon.
Yeah, it's right here.
The one that you had me lean over to get in my fucking glove box for you, you dipshits, as you're standing staggered
Yeah.
behind each other. That's a good way to be. If I have a weapon.
Oh my
Anyway.
goodness. No, so every time I have a lovely
All the guys are losing their mind on there. Right there.
Yeah.
Like, you're a dumbass.
so I have a lovely habit of getting criminal speeding tickets.
Criminal speeding tickets.
Yeah,
Slow as shit. Yeah.
it happens. So the fun thing with that is they will take your shit and take your car and all that other good stuff. So the other awesome, really good thing about that is owning a lot of weapons. That's the first thing that shows up is they're like, this bitch got a lot of guns.
Which isn't cool.
Which is great, except for the fact that they're usually in the car. So then now you're pulled over for a criminal speeding ticket and there's guns in the car. So now you're definitely getting ripped out of the car. And they're going to take your whole car apart and they're going to take your gun apart and you're just going to sit there. And then they're going to be like, if you have anything on your record, we're going to have to take you to jail. And I was like, I don't think so, but shit, there might be. Like, I don't fucking know.
There could be.
Now you're all worried and freaked out. And you're sitting on the side of the road. You're like, my car's going to get towed. Like, what the fuck?
In this scenario, you are the problem.
Exactly, 100%. You are
Criminal speeding with weapons. Like,
Criminal speeding, guns in the car. They're like,
it's only 2 kilos. Just jeez Louise.
So do you guys know
and
Vice
you
1800?
wonder,
What?
Do you know Vice 1800?
No.
I've never seen it.
and you wonder
Thanks for joining us.
why
Who is Vice 1800?
I have
you? Are you friends of ours?
a bail fund
Would you like to read
savings.
They're like, we can't
pick and choose.
which
Sorry,
traffic
Jack, go
law-
ahead.
we can't pick and choose which traffic laws we recognize. Either they're lawful or they're not. You say the traffic laws are lawful or they're not,
Or the people.
or the people are.
The laws.
The laws are.
They're either lawful or they're not.
Well, so I mean, then there is an argument to be made of spirit of the law and letter of the law. Like when I got okay, gotcha. You're absolutely right, and it's hard to defend. It's very hard to defend. Some people do it successfully. I would never try, but
Well, welcome.
Welcome to the show. Appreciate you jumping on.
Random internet
Hi,
stranger.
And on Twitch too. So we have a Twitch account that I
Woo!
started
Cool.
streaming on. So welcome.
Well, so check this. I had a situation where I was leaving a gig. It was late at night. I pulled up to the cop followed me through Old Town.
Was
like
it
they
a
like to
criminal
do.
speeding ticket?
No, it would
then
not
you're
be.
not doing it right, Jack.
So-
Shit.
We pull up to the little intersection, and I take my right hand turn, and he from the middle lane
Oh,
pulls after me, pulls me over, right? Because we're
You know
talking
it's bad.
on Ellsworth, right? Or Rittenhouse crosses under
Yeah,
the
yeah,
bridge,
yeah.
the little road that comes out of Old Town,
Yeah.
where there's
yeah.
a no right on red sign.
Right.
It's 2:30 in the morning.
Oh.
I took a right on red. I don't live here. I just left the gig. Pulls me over, tells me there's no right around. Okay, cool. So,
So
this is
sorry.
where
Yeah.
I get it. It's 2:30 in the morning. We're looking for drunk drivers. Cool.
Exactly.
I'm not a drunk driver. Check
Like
my
I
shit.
just been gigging all night. I'm
my
fucking
stuff's,
exhausted.
my stuff's legit. I
Here's
don't
all
live
my
here
shit.
clearly. I'm not drunk. Warning. Bye. See you. Nope. Gives me the ticket. And I'm like, what's the purpose here? Because that sign is for the middle of the day when there's 4,000 people at that intersection, not 2:30 in the morning when there's nobody but you
Not a
and me.
single person in
And
view.
if we're talking about risk, what you did was worse than what I did. I took a right on red. You took a right from the middle lane on red
on red.
to stop me
So you
from
won up
killing
to me,
all the
dude.
children. The point being, at that point, it's a letter of the law. Yeah. Spirit of the law. Come on. So that's again, one of those things about being a cop that's just so ridiculously hard to deal with. And when I went and fought that ticket and they reduced the fine, because like almost a $300 ticket. And
It's better than your criminal speeding ticket.
well, when we
Jack.
got done, because I told the judge or the magistrate or whatever they are, that I'm not denying that I did what I did. What I have a problem with is the fine is extraneous for what it was. And
$100, sure, here you go.
but $300, like that's a lot. That's my whole weekend.
Whole
And then
gig.
some.
Your gig
I
is
just you
done,
took all
yeah.
my gig
Yeah.
money.
So judge agreed, made it a $50 fine. Cool, fair enough. When
I'll
we
pay that.
left,
I
the
totally
officer
get it.
says to me, I didn't realize the fine was that much. I'm like, that's a problem.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
should know because you're affecting people's lives
Yeah.
a lot.
Well, so that's the criminal speeding ticket. So you don't get an option to just pay it online.
Mm-mm.
Like you have to go to court. You have to show up there.
They get that
And you
sliding
have to-
scale.
You have to plead your case in front of the judge.
Like, bitch, you crazy. That's
Oh.
$5,000. And we're taking you.
It's like 1,800.
Yeah.
It's not little. So I sat there because they make you sit there. It's like fucking jury duty. You sit there. They're like 8 a.m. You got to be here, bitch. I'm not going to be seen till 3:30.
Did I
Like
understand
whatever.
you did it more than once still?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm just checking.
He's building
Well,
a baseline.
It's different cities. One was on the west side. One was on the east. You know, I'm trying to like cover all counties.
What year did your son's house burn down?
How did you know my son? Oh, it's fine. So you have to go there. You have to plead in front of the judge. So the first one was in Glendale, which,
Yeah.
if you've driven through Glendale, you know,
Couple times.
you fart funny and they give you a ticket. So I'm sitting there in front of the judge, and there's all these. I was all of like 21. There's all these people in front of me, and they're pleading their case. And officer, I really wasn't going that fast, and blah blah blah. Okay, I was going 95 and a 35.
You were going fast.
And you were 21, you couldn't figure out how to get those tickets? Sorry. Go ahead.
No. So it was after 16 hours working in the hospital. Like I really did not give a shit. I was just driving home. So going down Grand, just chugging away, going super fast. And everybody else was like, oh, it was only like 3 minutes, 3 miles over the whatever speed limit. And so he pulls, like they give you a chance. Like you literally talk with like a public defender
Right.
before
yeah.
you talk to them. Like he's at the thing and he's like, what are you going to write? Like, how are you going to defend yourself? And I'm like, I did it. I just kind of want to go home. And so I get in front of the judge, and everybody else is sitting there pleading, and this poor guy's listened to this thing all fucking days. So have I. And he just still keeps charging everybody with the same full amount. And so he gets up there and he was like, okay, you know, Lindsay Carroll, what did you do? And I was like, I sped. And he was like, and I was like, I actually got caught going less faster than I was actually going. And he laughed and he was like, okay. And why were you going that fast? And I'm like, I had worked 16 hours and I was just fucking done and I wanted to go home.
You love the question. You know how fast you were going?
Yeah.
Depends
Nope.
on where you were.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I know
clock me?
exactly how fast I was going, but I know how fast you caught me at, and it wasn't as fast as I was going. So that's cool.
At the peak.
Yeah. And he was like, okay, well, you know, I got to ticket you. And I was like, I'm fine with that. Can I just like pay it and go home?
Clearly, I don't know.
And he was like, absolutely. And he only gave me $850 instead of the 18. Like
Wow.
he took off $1,000. So then everybody else after me was like, yo, so I'm guilty. I totally did
What kind
it.
of
And he was
coin were
like,
you
no.
making at 21 years old that you're
Right.
like, it was only $850? I'm like, yeah, that's ridiculous.
It was
That's a lot
fine.
of money.
I know.
All right, how did we got so far off the rails on the show tonight?
Because we're awesome.
We start talking about
I don't know
getting
how we
pulled
got
over
here.
and breaking the
Keith,
law.
you
Yeah,
need to,
we're not even done
you
with
need
our
to bring a
memes.
balancer in
We're
here.
not
now.
even done with our
This
memes.
ADD shit's just
Can you finish our
ridiculous.
memes?
I know.
Well, there's
Fucking shit.
more memes.
Memes.
Well,
I don't even know the meme story.
So did you guys hear this story? It's kind of cool.
No. Why? Why?
Pelted with water bottles, rocks, and sticks by anti-Israel protesters. UNC fraternity brothers stood for an hour defending the flag so many fought to protect.
I don't-
Fuck yeah.
I don't know. How that's
So I was reading a thing about that's
What?
freaking awesome. So I was reading this thing about like state universities are getting a lot of this kind of stuff where people are standing up and people are saying no, like we're not gonna have this at our universities.
I don't care.
So they were talking about, you know, this year and this next year, are you going to have a lot of these Ivy League, like qualified students that are now going to stay at these state universities because of this, because their like
Yeah.
standards
If
and what they
there's-
stand for are
and
going to
maybe-
be more than
Maybe
this
their
name.
actual intelligence will start to bleed through and they go, why are we paying so much more for the same
Right.
fucking
But
education?
not even that, just what the university stands for. Like you go to Harvard,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I have Harvard.
It used to have prestige and it doesn't.
It doesn't
anymore.
anymore.
And it
So this is
shouldn't because it's
starting
like,
to turn.
what are we going to learn here that they teach differently at the community college?
Exactly.
Right.
Anything different, or is it
No,
the same
probably
shit?
not. Can I go to a state university in my own state and learn the same damn thing? Probably.
When you're not talking about like the niche nuance of a particular,
the one
profession.
Yes.
yeah, it's like general education from a university to an Ivy League to, it's just like, is it different
Like I
information?
want to be a
Like,
nuclear
it's
physicist. By all means,
Yeah.
you got to go to
You might
some
wanna
special
find
shit.
good teachers, but
Yeah.
for the most part, general education, it's ridiculous and
Like I just
insane.
want a bachelor's degree in science.
History
Sure.
should be the same at all the different schools.
Yep.
Right.
Shouldn't
Yep.
matter. It's all
Shouldn't
just the
matter.
same facts. The math is, again, unless you're doing creative, whatever the hell they do at the higher
What's the
levels.
new math? All that weird shit.
Whatever it is, the
It's the,
Goodwill
it's the
Hunting.
prestige
Count a
that
box.
goes with the name. That's all it is. I
And-
got a
Exactly.
degree from Yale.
And
I got a
that's-
degree from Harvard.
that's just
Which is
one.
great.
Yeah, it is.
It
You're
used to be great. It's not anymore.
I have
Like
a law degree from DeVry.
the University of Memes.
I like this picture though because
That's freaking awesome.
and I know you were joking about you don't care, but this
That's
is our
amazing.
future. This is the future of our country. You know what I mean?
Thankfully.
Either we're turning out a bunch of shitheads. Or,
Well, this is when I say that I don't care, what I don't care about is the morons who are doing the protesting in the first place. I just don't want to stop. I don't want to give them attention.
right.
Mm.
right.
You want us to sit there and jerk each other off over Palestine or whatever? I don't care.
That's great.
I just
Go
don't
there
care.
then. Go there and
I feel
be great with
bad.
them.
I feel bad for those guys. I feel bad for those guys who are feeling in this necessity to reinforce the patriotism that they feel. It's unfortunate that the morons that are there doing the protest in the first place don't
Yep.
feel that at all.
Yep.
Yep.
I don't know how to fix it because again, I think it's many years of indoctrination
Washing.
that we didn't see happening. Most of us didn't see happening. If you've had children or younger people in your families or in your lives that you've seen get sucked into this, it's wild because you're
Oh,
like,
it's crazy.
when did you? I didn't know you were stupid. I thought
When did this happen? Like I thought you were pretty okay.
nothing's worse than finding out that people you love suck. It's
Yeah.
terrible.
Well,
What do you do?
you asked what can you do, and I think Joey's statement is great. They're cults, and once you start to
But how
realize
do you do that? So let's say this is your
but
kid.
once you realize that's what they are, then you don't send your kid to the fucking school anymore.
But your kid's 18. He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
And that's
What
the
do you
thing.
do?
Then you teach your child. You teach your child.
But how
that
do you teach
state-
them when they're dumb as a box
Same
of
way our
rocks?
parents taught us.
Our
Apparently,
beat
their
the
parents aren't doing
Our
them.
But this is
parents
the
beat the
thing.
shit out
This
of
is-
us, so we learned that real quick.
Meetings, all that stuff, the old school versus, new school kind of thing. Like when you started over coddling your children and whatever. I don't know if I was coddled or pampered. I think it was spoiled to a certain degree. I was one of two kids, the youngest of two, and a single mother. And my
So she took good
childhood-
care of both of you the
my
best she
childhood
could.
was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have nothing but my mother's an amazing person. I couldn't do it. I think about the stuff we did when we were kids. I'm like, how the hell did she have time to do
And
all this
money
stuff?
and yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, we weren't wealthy. I know we barely scraped by, but we did tons of shit.
Mhm.
She spent so much time and energy on us. And I think, like, man, it's exhausting.
Mhm.
And she worked all the time.
Yeah.
How the hell did she do? I don't know. Times are different. Things are different.
Yeah.
I don't know what the answer is there. It's wild to me though, because it's our kids that are in this
Weird.
thing of like, and how do you keep them out of it? I don't know. I didn't know that was going on, the university stuff. And so now from this point on, we
Yeah.
can say, yeah, don't send them and whatever. But like, who are they talking to on a regular basis? How much interaction can you have with your kids to be that guiding light?
Especially nowadays.
And again,
Especially nowadays.
people are going to be who they're going to be.
Because
you-
what do? You 90% of kids go to the grocery store.
Just-
Where are kids?
They're
In
gonna
front
have
of a
friends.
able, in front of a phone. The parents have nothing to do with them.
If they
You
aren't
go
from
to
a
a
tablet or
restaurant,
phone,
they're in front of a tablet, in front of a phone. I'm like, no, you teach your kids how to be a decent fucking human being,
but here's
and you
the thing.
take that shit away from them, and you make them wait in line, and you make them throw that fit and wait in line,
You didn't have
and
any
then they're
autistic
going to
kids,
learn how to
did
do it.
you?
Huh?
You haven't had a lot of experience with autistic kids, have you?
Yes, actually.
So you know that there's a point. There's some kids that like you can beat the shit out of them. They're just
Doesn't matter.
They're going to
No.
hit you back. They're going
But
to kill you.
again, that is not the majority.
It's not the majority. So here's my thing.
There
though.
are those few, absolutely.
But every person on this planet is who they are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think
But you have to give them that time. Don't just hand them something to keep them distracted.
you do.
Pay attention to them.
What's wild to me though is I know for a fact that some people are just dicks.
Mhm.
It
Absolutely.
doesn't matter who the
And they
parents
always
are.
have
Yeah.
been.
It doesn't matter what the
Always have
raising
been.
was. Right. So what happened that made that percentage of people become more? Is it more? Are they just
Oh, absolutely.
empowered by peers?
Absolutely more.
You see the kind of social contagion that goes on. How do you avoid that? Like, you're not allowed to have friends? You're going to have friends.
So this is the thing though. So we had, you remember growing up, there was always, you remember high school, you remember grade school, there was always those dicks that you just didn't want to have anything to do with. There were the ones that knew everybody's business, but it was all with real human beings.
Yeah.
So when somebody talked shit, they talked shit to you. It wasn't somebody from another state across the country, somebody you never met, never knew, whatever.
The impersonality of
Somebody-
social media matters. to a certain
Somebody
degree.
who was involved in your life and somehow, however, whether you knew them, whether you didn't, they were involved in your life, you physically saw them, had shit or not shit to talk about you. Now you have these people because, of course, what are we doing? We're putting our lives on social media. I don't give a shit if some guy in Japan or Austria or whatever has an issue with the shirt I'm wearing.
Right.
Good for you. I don't care.
Right.
Until somebody's in front of you. And I think that's where we've changed so much is we're too concerned about people that have nothing to do with us. Same with our government. I don't care if people are fighting, let them fight. Go for it. That has nothing to do with us.
It's weird. It's weird because I think about it. Like, he's Marxists and communists has sold to intellectuals at universities.
It's true.
Yeah.
It is true.
Absolutely.
But what's really wild is this is a sort of this cyclical bizarreness that's happening because the only way to fix this is the sharing of information.
Yep.
And the reason it exists as a problem is the sharing of information.
Exactly.
How easily
what do you
everybody's
share, what do you
opinion
don't
is
share?
amplified, how everybody's voice
Yep.
is heard and everybody matters. It's like
Yep.
that shit makes it ridiculous.
Yep.
But the only way to stop that is more sharing.
Yeah.
And hey, we need to talk about it. When all
What's
this,
important, but what's not
It's
important?
crazy.
How do you know what's real and what's not real? Especially if you're not there. Like you said, all
the
this
hardest
stuff that's
thing
going
about
on
it,
in a
the
different
hardest
country.
thing about it is when you take a hard stance
Do
on
we even
something,
know?
it doesn't fucking affect you at all. My life, since I've been an adult trying to just make it in the world, and I think about the presidencies as they've changed, and I watched the
Yeah.
hysteria go up and down over
Oh.
the elections and watching them lose their mind leading up to it, and this one included. And I think, how much has my life actually been affected by any of it?
Not
Not
so
a whole
much.
lot. Really not a whole lot. And I mean, yeah, taxes and prices and all
Yeah.
that shit, but prices
But
always
that
go up,
changes. Yeah.
ebb and flow. I survive.
Mhm.
I've never been like, fuck, my world's over
Yeah.
because of stuff that happened governmentally or presidentially. But we all get really emotionally invested in it. I'm sure there's some people that are more affected than I am,
Well,
but
then you have like
truthfully, I'm not that
08
affected.
when everything crashed and burned. So
it
yes,
didn't affect me at all.
but
at
it did
all.
affect a lot of people. So
Yeah.
that's
Oh, yeah.
where you're like, okay, so was that, but even again, was that governmental? Was that presidential? Was that just the banks doing shitty stuff?
And that was,
I don't know.
think it was a lot of financial institutions.
Yeah.
And again, a lot of corruption and
Yeah.
bad players.
Absolutely.
And there's more of that going on.
But then if you knew you couldn't afford your mortgage, you probably shouldn't have done it to begin with. So is
Right.
that your decision and not somebody else's?
And we can rewind back even further
Yeah.
as information's gotten shared and ideas have gotten shared, and we've become more comfortable with these things.
Yeah.
Societies fall
Yeah,
as the acceptance of bad ideas. Like
absolutely.
I'll give you one that did the whole bubble thing with the houses. Credit cards weren't a thing.
Oh,
Ask your dad.
Mhm.
When did that start? When did they say, "Hey, you got this little piece of plastic, and if you pay us back quick enough,
it
we're
started.
going to start telling
It
our
started
friends
with
that
like
you're allowed to borrow
store
more shit."
credit,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Wasn't
Well,
it like
used to have store credit,
Sears
company
and
stores,
JC
all that kind of
Penney's,
stuff.
and they were like, "Oh, you need a fridge?
You're
Okay,
getting paid next week.
you got $50. Like we'll give you the other
We're
50.
giving you a shitty wage.
Give
you
it
need
to
more
us
stuff.
back."
But it was that sort of like you deserve it,
Uh-huh.
and everybody should have
Mhm.
more. And just like, look at you, Corvette, get a fucking
Well,
Corvette.
And
You
look,
know?
look at all these.
What the shit?
I am so glad. Didn't they change it to where if you're under 21, you can't have credit cards or something?
I don't have any idea. I'm too old
So
to know.
I know they were talking about changing it because
But isn't it ridiculous that
these
we're making regulations for stuff that shouldn't exist?
shouldn't even
Yeah.
exist. Yeah.
Credit card companies are the most awful.
Oh my
predatory.
gosh.
Yeah.
They were literally
They employ a lot
giving
of people.
like, so and we've had this conversation amongst ourselves. So like my credit limit is ridiculous. They're like, have $40,000. I'm like, what the fuck do I need $40,000 for?
I have the best
Like, are
credit
you
score.
insane? It's absolutely crazy. And then Keith, they're like, nah, you only get like two.
the
And I'm like,
Diners
what
Club.
the fuck? Like, why is that
I remember
difference?
those
It's
commercials.
okay
I remember the commercials
with
for
diners
those.
clubs. Yeah, it's absolutely insane. Like, what do? Draw a name out of the hat? And they're like, give this bitch $80,000. Like,
I'll tell you
what.
what. What's great about that? I'm trying to make a short story. Is just,
Yes.
if you don't like credit card companies, it's the best story ever. My uncle,
Okay, your
was-
story's over.
chronically mentally ill, served in the military. After he got out, he was he got once he finally got on the right set of medications. He lived a real straight-laced life. He
Yeah.
did the same things every week. He bought his tobacco. He drank his beer.
Got in his routine. He was good.
Very routine, and he had a credit card. And so he'd pay for everything with the credit card, and then when he got his check,
You
paid
pay
it off.
everything off.
This went on for decades.
Decades. Yeah.
His credit rating was phenomenal.
Ridiculous.
And then he discovered methamphetamines.
Oh shit. Yeah.
oh,
he
that's
maxed out.
bad.
Somewhere between 7 and 10 credit cards on credit, and cash advanced over $500,000.
Oh.
No, he's chronically mentally ill on a military pension. They can't touch him for a dime of it.
Mhm.
Really?
Nope.
Really, they called us
He's
for years.
He's considered disabled.
He's on a
yeah.
fixed income. They can't tap.
Yeah.
They can't touch it. So to me, it was beautiful because
Oh.
he was just pissing money away like it was going out of
He's
style.
like, I don't even care.
He didn't care. He didn't care. And I don't think he was. I don't know if he was tuned in enough to realize what
or
a
if
great
he was
scam
just
it
going
was.
with it.
But these guys didn't give a shit to research him,
Nope.
find out who he was or anything.
No.
And they just gave him all this money. No problem. Probably over $1 million.
Oh, easily. Because you
He
think
just
about it.
partied for years.
Yeah.
And they're calling for him to collect. I'm like, he's on a fixed income. You can't touch
can't
a dime
touch
of
him.
it. And he ain't going to ever pay you shit.
Yep.
And he never did. And I love that
crazy.
story.
That's crazy.
Because like you, as predatory as
Well-
that industry is, do your research.
And that was
Yeah,
see
my
her give
so
it.
when my mother passed away, she had, and this is one thing I always tell everybody, I'm like, have your own, whether you're married or not, get your credit cards in your own name. Never, ever, ever add somebody else's.
Yeah.
Because when she passed away, she had like a Sears card. I want to say she maybe had like a MasterCard. You don't even, nothing huge. All of like $5,000 maybe.
Proof of that. for
Because
life.
she was a school teacher. Like she didn't do anything crazy. But she passed away and they're calling me and I was like, fuck you, here's her death certificate, have a good day. And they're like, well, and I was like, no, like her name is the only thing on it, have a good day.
Right.
They couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
So I tell everybody, I'm like, do it all in your own name. I don't care whether you're married, whether you're not. My dad kept the house, everything, didn't touch him. They couldn't do a single thing. So
Well, I think
that's awesome. I didn't know about the fixed income shit.
I think the whole credit card
Fuck it.
scam was just a social experiment to go the direction we're heading now. Now you hear about the social credit scores, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, and look at
entitlement stuff.
the
Yeah,
the
yeah.
where were we? We went Denny's. IHOP. Where the hell were we for breakfast?
Denny's.
Denny's. Go to Denny's. Okay. $36 for breakfast, whatever it was.
What the fuck are you eating at Denny's? I'm just kidding. Good.
I don't remember. It was good though. There was bacon in there.
$36.
So, have you been to anywhere lately? Everything's like $20.
Have you seen inflation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Biden. So we go there, and there's a sign on the front that says if you pay for cash, it's 10% off.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like that at
Seriously?
gas stations too.
Yeah.
I got cash.
Yeah.
So I go up to the lady, and it was $42 normally. And she was like, oh, so I give her $60. And she was like, oh, it's $38. Okay, give me that 20 back. Thanks. I'm like, really? Instead of literally just saying, if your dumbass wants to pay with a card, you're paying the 3%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
That's what it is too.
This is how much your meal costs. You want to pay for it in cash? Great. This is how much it costs. You want to pay for it in a card? This is how much you pay for using your card. You're paying that. I'm not paying that. Why are these companies paying that?
Because it's just
What
a
the
racket.
fuck?
It's a racket, baby. I'm telling you, I'm getting full.
Ah,
So this is proof. Bill Maher. I'm not a big fan of Bill Maher, but
Oh, I love Bill Maher. He's
it's
an absolute
proof that the
genius
left
and
is
moron.
starting to have enough.
everybody's
Of the
having
bullshit.
some of these like epiphany moments, which is
Dude,
great.
Bill Maher's scary though.
He's super smart too.
He's very smart, but like, have you watched any of his shows? Like this guy, like he tried to act like he didn't know what the hell. Oh damn it, I'm losing it. The fucking the Charles Manson operation. Damn it, the LSD, giving people the LSD.
Oh yeah.
He acted like he didn't know what that was. He's like, "What is it? What are you talking about?"
Whoop.
Talking with one of his guests, and they're like, "Fuck you! What do you mean?" it was wild. Anyway, sorry. Sidebar. Go ahead. Continue.
Okay.
Bill Maher said anti-Israel.
I should get a full sugar. Sorry.
Coming around.
No, I was just saying that even the left is starting to get tired of what's going on.
Well, yeah,
And
They're
there's a
starting
couple of
to-
people who have been like, "What the fuck?"
Tradition. I think the traditional liberal guys are kind of going like, dude.
We have the old
The
school
old school
liberals.
liberals are
We have
going,
the
yeah,
old
this
school
is-
liberals
this
that
is
are like,
fucking
okay, like this is enough.
Well, because I think whether it's old school, new school, like,
UCLA in deep pain following
want the
days
same
of
stuff.
violence and division, says Chancellor.
Oh yeah, so this is the aftermath of the protests that how they leave.
Free Gaza.
leave the colleges.
Well, that
We
was
can't say much for LA anyway, but you know.
yeah. You can have LA. It's all yours. So this was one of the things I was listening to. My dog's whining. Sorry. So this is one of the things I was listening to is that there's these people that are going around, and then there's like these encampments, right? So there's these encampments that are
MK
taking-
Ultra.
taking over these campuses,
Right.
right? Like they're
Mhm.
taking over whatever, Free Gaza, all this good stuff. So, which, whatever, that's fine. But if these were all, they're saying that they're like adding on, like there was one, and then there's two, and then there's three, and then there's four. No, all these bitches have the same fucking brand new tent. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, y'all
Yeah.
fucking went to Walmart and brought the same tent, and now you're sitting out in the thing.
I saw
Seriously?
that too.
Like you're not even gonna really?
Yeah. There's piles of bricks stacked up for him.
Oh God!
The
Don't even
protest stuff.
start the bricks.
That was
You're
funny.
gonna start the
That
bricks.
was pretty wild.
Yeah, how many times? Yeah, you saw that on the side of the freeways.
Yeah,
wasn't
it's
it?
like, what the
People
fuck? That was
dropped them off.
crazy. That
Gee,
was-
how
You're
did
gonna
this?
need shit to throw.
That was
Oh, they got
legit.
in
Where was
downtown
it?
Phoenix.
Tempe. No, I saw it in Tempe
I
too. I
drove
think I was
by
on
in
Mill
downtown
Avenue.
Phoenix, and I was like, we should be concerned about this.
I was on Mill Avenue getting ready to turn on the 60, and there was 2 pallets of bricks sitting there.
What's funny,
off the
what's
side of
really
the road.
kind of amusing is that there were, at least in our neighborhood, there was at least one time where there was clearly something being set up that just didn't happen. Not enough people showed up. It didn't turn out to be. It just was a zero.
Yeah.
Like,
They were like, we don't need to go
there's
to
like
that
6 of
neighborhood.
us and shit. And like, wow,
They
this
were
is
like,
gonna be lame.
it's not enough to make up.
any shit.
We're gonna go. We'll go. Let's go get another.
Take your
thing.
lemonade and go home.
Ah.
Fuck it.
It's like freaking ridiculous.
Classic liberal is nothing like neoliberals.
And it's,
I'm a classic liberal. Keith Lindsay, please tell your guests how hard right I'm considered.
Yeah, to your
Yeah.
little. He actually needs to come see you. He needs some body armor.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
he needs to buy a gun too.
it sucks to get pigeonholed. I don't even know what I am. Like politically, it's hard for me to say that I used to
Well,
think I
but
was
again, do
conservative.
you
And I'm
wanna-
like, I'm really not.
Do you
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
stick yourself
Yeah.
in that corner?
I don't. That's the
And
thing is I
that's-
don't want to belong to either one of them because I
That's
think
the
they're both
hardest thing
so
with
shitty.
me. Is I'm very much. I tell Keith all the time, I am the old school liberal. I agree that we need some help. I agree that we need some things, but then I watch what's going on and I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, where are we? I'm like you. I think we all need to be good human beings. We need to stop treating each other like shit.
Yeah.
And we need to start taking care of our country. Done. That's it. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
you do what you want to do. You want to wear a fucking diaper and call yourself Princess Leia, bitch. I don't care. Go
it's
for it.
hard as- it's
Don't
hard,
expect
though.
me to do it.
Hey,
Like,
you know
I
what?
don't care. You want to get your piano tuned every Tuesday at 3:00? I don't care.
when it comes home or it comes close. Like right now, I don't think we're genuinely affected by much of it. Like in a genuine,
Yeah.
we have a concern because we're human
Something's
beings.
going on, but
It's not hitting us real close.
our
to home.
daily lives.
If
No.
it does, I feel like what are you supposed to do?
I think it will though. I think it's going to start.
I hope not.
Unfortunately.
No,
I
I think it's going to.
I'm not going to have any new kids, so I don't think anyone's going to come home
take
dressing.
like Lindsay and I and anybody else who's are gun enthusiasts and like guns. Eventually,
Guns.
their policies and procedures are going to start.
Oh, that kind of
affecting us,
stuff.
stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I'm talking about the
So
social
we're-
contagion, the brain.
No.
Washing
no,
and all that.
no.
Fucking let them do
No,
it. I don't care.
We're actually
We have
intelligent.
guns. We don't care.
We
I
don't
have
care.
guns. I don't care.
They're really easy to go.
No, what I
Bang,
really,
bang, 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 bang.
I really want to. It's so funny. I don't think Keith will let me do it. I really want to make a Lucille.
Oh, for the love of
That would be kind of funny though. Like to see you do.
Lucille, like a Lucy.
Anybody who
Remember,
knows, know.
you watched The Walking Dead?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
They do
it's
know
a,
it.
it's
I'll
a
show you-
wooden,
I'll show you what-
it's a
I'll show-
wooden
we'll show 'em.
baseball bat covered in barbed wire.
Oh, that's a Lucille. Why was it called Lucille?
Because that was his wife's
That's
name.
it was his
Oh,
wife's name. That's what he named
Did
it.
it have the nails in it too, or just a barbed wire?
Fuck yeah.
It's pretty brutal.
It's pretty.
Fucking
standard.
want one.
It's cool.
Because what's going to happen when I run out of ammo?
I'm pretty sure I have one
You have a wooden bat? Can you get me? Can
with
I?
nails in it and barbed wire. Yeah. I don't play baseball. What the hell else am I going to do?
What are you, queer?
Hey, I think Eddie should come on the show next week.
You know what's really funny? Every time you say that,
Eddie's
that,
fucking great.
I'm
Eddie, I
having
need
massive
this Eddie.
PTSD from the dog.
Eddie needs to bring Jack. Eddie needs to bring Jack some fucking body armor.
We should. You and Eddie on the show together.
Oh
would
my
be
fucking
great.
goodness.
Eddie, you free next week?
What are you
Come on-
doing,
Come
Eddie?
on the show, Eddie.
Come on. I
He's
miss
like-
you. It's been a while.
I'm available, but I cost a lot.
I know.
No, Eddie's awesome. He's fucking
Lucille was
awesome.
a creeper. Lucille's fucking the best. Christine, I'm gonna make you one and send it to you. Fuck yeah.
Eddie.
That's what I'm gonna start making. That's gonna be my side
What
hustle.
have you done for me lately? Eddie.
Stop, Jack. I'm
That's
gonna
funny.
pee in the chair.
Random.
Oh my god. Stop, Jack.
Get you guys started. Yes,
Check your calendar.
Check your calendar.
Come on over.
Check my calendar.
Hooker, you know you're not busy. Come on over.
He
You ain't
might be
got-
busy. You never know.
He's watching us every Thursday.
He's selling
he ain't
body
got
armor.
shit to do.
He's
I
out
Come
know
on,
he's
buddy.
selling body armor.
He's
He's
out there
selling body
selling
armor at
body
7
armor.
o'clock at night. He can come over. I miss him.
Bring your little Amway thing and set it up here. We'll do a sales presentation.
Oh, he does a great demo.
This is a
He's
gun
awesome.
stopper.
We can like shoot him in the
He
balls. and
cinched
stuff.
up Wendy. John and Wendy, we almost had her. We were fucking right there.
She almost
She
bought a
almost
set.
bought
You
it.
never saw that show?
Yeah.
When we
She
did
put
the,
it all
we did
on
the
him and
live
he cinched
fitting.
it all up. And
It was pretty cool.
it was good.
She didn't buy it?
She was so close.
She was
man.
close.
Fucking
We almost had her.
John was so excited. He was like, she's going to do it. And I was like, no.
I just, you know.
She's only going to do it because you want her to do it. And she's not going to fucking do it.
I don't want any body armor.
It's great.
I know it's great.
It's fucking
That's why I don't
awesome.
want any.
He doesn't want to go down that zombie elevator.
Right?
Mama zombie.
What?
He's got the
He
bats.
does not.
He's got the bats. He's got bats.
He doesn't have them all like.
I
Yes,
don't-
he does.
I don't think he does. I don't
I
think
bet
they
you he
do.
does. If it's a thing, if you guys want one, I guarantee you. If
Oh,
he doesn't,
fucking make
if he
one.
doesn't, he needs to.
Oh,
The level of
Dustin will
excitement that
fucking
she's
make
experienced
one
there.
for
yeah.
sure.
Well, we're talking about Lindsay too. She gets excited about a lot. of things.
Lindsay's not alone. There's a lot of people that
Oh, I
like
know, I know.
really stupid stuff. There's a lot. Dude, how many
Sorry.
flamethrowers did Elon Musk sell in like 15
Oh,
minutes?
shit.
And I was
Oh my
so
God.
pissed that I didn't
One
hear
of
about
my
it.
nurses got one. One of the nurses I work with fucking got one, dude. He had a party at his house and fucking everybody flamethrowed shit.
That's
it was
ridiculous.
awesome.
It's ridiculous because it's like, damn
Fucking
it.
great.
It's stupid. You want it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I want
Well,
one.
the good news is I can make one. So
Yeah.
I really want the flamethrower weed killer thing.
Yeah.
You can buy an Amazon. Oh my God.
You guys are crazy.
Tell me how much Sandra would fucking hate that.
She would never know. She
I
wouldn't
do
know.
it just on Mondays when she comes
When
into
she
my
comes
restaurant and
around,
wave at that
little-
bitch. Be like,
little
"Fuck you."
robot out there.
Wait, what? What robot?
So it's like it's a
It's-
robot, isn't it? Isn't
No,
it a robot? I
no,
thought
but there is a new one.
I thought you were telling me about
No,
that.
I wasn't talking about
Oh,
that
okay.
one. That one terrifies me because it's on Wi-Fi and it can be hacked. So there is the like robot pooper scooper.
I've heard of these.
Okay. So
The
it's a
food deliverer.
robot, same setup,
Okay.
but it has a little
Little
flamethrower
flamethrower on
and
it.
it goes after your weeds. Okay. It's
Okay.
fucking great.
It's a thing that exists. This doesn't run around your neighborhood.
No.
Okay. That's
No.
So
But
Jackson,
this is-
you know what Jack's thinking right now? Voltron down
No, no.
here, robot flamethrower up here
I'm
now.
just like,
It's like what it just goes around your neighborhood and it's
I'm
like, you
I'm
got weeds,
stealing
bitch.
that motherfucker. Like now, what days it come by? When do I have to camp out? Like,
Jack's gonna be like, you're gonna be like, why is Jack outside of our house
so this is just something
Monday
you've
at
seen.
7 a.m.?
You've seen this online.
Yeah, so
Okay.
this is a thing. So they're starting to sell it, and people are concerned because first of all, it's a flamethrower, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah,
But second of
Wi-Fi's
all,
hackable.
it's on Wi-Fi. It's
Yep.
hackable, and
It's
that was
scary.
the thing. Everybody was like, "So if your neighbor gets pissed off at you and he's techie, like
Take over
he's
your
gonna burn
robot.
down your fucking house."
Well, have you seen the guy do the demo with the drone face recognition and the shape charge? Right.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
terrifying.
That's terrifying.
You
That's,
bang.
yeah,
What
that's,
the fuck?
that's terrifying. That truly is terrifying.
And he's like, "Cool, huh? No, no, it's not cool. It's not cool."
we were at ISC, and I'm sorry, I'm in that like iRobot
Terminator.
Terminator age, so we're like in between that, right? So there's this fucking dog robot walking down the aisle, and I was like, "Fuck you!" I was like,
Oh, you saw the
not
dogs?
Cool. Yeah, it's in the fucking back of the no.
They're pretty cool.
No.
Did he have the
Oh
iPad?
my God.
Did he have the iPad? Was he controlling it with the
No,
iPad?
he was just sitting there walking around as like they had it on loop or whatever. And they just walked around the stage. I was like, what the fuck?
I have a weird.
What do we do? Like,
I'm not
what?
scared of this stuff yet. Like again, I told you I want the Roboson, I want the Megatron.
Yeah.
Like it's stupid, but I want one. But I'm not terrified of the robots yet. While I recognize the risk.
It's walking around by itself. Nobody's fucking. Everybody's like, whatever. Oh, you should, fuck you.
I know.
I know.
Well, then I love that they create them with tools and stuff, and it's like, why are you giving the weapons?
Right.
Yeah, what-
100%.
Look at I can unscrew this fucking what? No.
Well, you love that. You've seen the one the I don't remember what group did it, where the Boston Dynamic videos where they spoofed it.
Where they're punching him.
Same shit on them with the guns. Fucking
funny.
hilarious.
Yeah,
That's
that
just
Go up
so
and punch you in the dick.
funny.
Yeah.
But that's the one with the little robot where they keep knocking it over. It's like,
You showed us that video.
Yeah,
That
He's
was
like, I'm gonna
funny.
do it. Fuck you. Oh, fucker.
so messed up.
That
But
was
that's
funny.
like, it's cute, but at the same time, isn't that what we're doing with
Yeah,
robots? Like
that
breaking them and
that made me a little. I was like, like it's cool. It's terrifying at the same time.
it
so
is.
I'm gonna go over here.
again, it's all just mindset and intention and
And again, intention.
Yeah.
100%. We
integrity.
give it so much
decency.
intelligence. How much is it going to learn on top of learn on top of learn on top
Well,
of?
couple that with AI and we're fucked.
Well, but this,
I mean,
but this is
think
this is
about
the
it.
thing. AI, guided AI. I don't know that the whole general intelligence. I really do think that when you're talking about true genuine or general artificial intelligence, the ability to really think and
Yeah.
have independent thoughts. If you get rid of the mental illness,
Mhm.
assuming that that's possible, decency and golden rule just makes more sense.
Yeah. And that's
So-
going to stay.
That's the thing. Without the influence of evil people or bad people or mental illness, there's no real reason AI should decide to kill anybody
Yeah.
Right.
because it's not beneficial.
No.
Really, it's not beneficial. So,
But what codes were written in there?
well, that's
And
what I'm
the
saying. So, like
problem.
the fear of general AI by a lot of really smart people, I don't entirely understand because while I'm not one of these people that thinks that humans are good at their core, I don't
Not
necessarily
at
think
all.
that. I think we have a lot of tendency towards bad things, towards hurting other people. But I also think that if you really get to thinking about it,
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense to hurt other people.
Right.
So
what do you get out of it?
I would like to
Nothing.
believe
Yeah.
that general AI would be an evolutionary step in the right direction of, hey, you know what? Just protect everyone, allow everyone to live, and
Yeah.
let them be what they're going to be and do what they're going to do. And as
Right.
long as they're leaving everyone else alone, then we're
Who
good.
cares? Yeah.
Yeah, just get on with your shit, take care of yours, and leave me
Have a
alone.
good day.
All right, I don't want to get on a whole AI thing because
Don't go on a rant.
we can do a whole show.
So
on
this
AI.
presidential election shit.
Yeah, I don't even know how we ended
Remember
up.
the
with that.
title of this one?
Yeah, no, we covered it.
What are we doing next week with Eddie?
We don't know yet. We got to see if Eddie's going to come on.
Eddie, what are we talking about
Ah,
next
that's
week?
not-
See, that's why I don't want to bring that up. Eddie. We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah.
That's our show next.
Oh my
Talk
god!
Talk about AI next week.
Wow.
What do you mean it's not? I'm just kidding.
All right.
What?
Look at my bananas.
I got 8 bananas.
So I have a big announcement to make. Some people aren't going to be happy with the announcement.
I know the announcement.
But I do
now.
have an
I didn't know what
announcement
it was earlier.
So
She-her. You're a she her.
what happened?
You're a she her?
No.
Damn it.
I'm a they.
So-
I'm a woman.
So as everybody knows, we're on
No, I have a
season.
vagina and titties. I'm good.
We're in season 3. Our last episode is going to be on July 4th.
What do you mean?
I
last
thought we were
episode?
doing it on
For-
the 3rd.
Well, that's what I want to talk about. So we're thinking about doing it on the 3rd because July 4th.
We have puppy
is the
dogs.
holiday,
We have to do
and-
it on the 3rd.
You said
So-
last episode,
Yes,
Yes.
meaning
I did say that. So it is the last episode of the season,
right.
and it'll also be the last episode of Coffee Table Chronicles.
Ooh.
You're just gonna like throw that.
I'm just
out?
throwing it out there. Just going to let people know.
Christine's gonna lose her shit.
No, because we
Christine's gonna lose her shit.
have no fear.
First,
And
everybody,
everybody's gonna lose it.
quick overreact.
You're waiting for the comments. Everybody's stunned
Everybody's
right
gonna.
now.
They're like,
Everybody's
ooh.
like, what the fuck are you talking
Is he
about?
still
Oh, here it
What?
comes. Look at her. Oh no. See, I fucking told you. She's so mad.
It's
She's
not
going to be messaging me right now. I'm going to get
all
mad
know.
text messages.
You guys know him well enough to know that that's bullshit, right? Like, you know, it's bullshit.
Come on now. It's cute.
It is the last show
We
for
all
Coffee
know it's
Table
bullshit.
Chronicles.
It is of Coffee Table Chronicles.
We are
Look
gonna be
at
in
Joey's
Coffee
like,
Table
what?
Chronicles.
I'm losing it.
Oh,
Look
he
at-
didn't.
oh my
Did
god.
Joey didn't know?
He knows.
Oh.
Joey knows.
You lying
Joey's playing.
pander.
Fuck her.
So we are starting a new podcast, which is probably going to start before the end of Coffee Table Chronicles. We just haven't made that decision yet, but
we haven't gotten that far. in our
taking a little
lives.
bit different turn. You know, we've evolved with this show over the 3 years that we've done it. You know, it started
Well,
out
it
with,
started out during COVID with what
Right.
the fuck is going on.
it started out with John and Wendy. It became a very political show, which has been great. We've had a great audience this entire time. It's been a lot of fun. Didn't really
we would like a little more fun in our
it
lives.
didn't really grow the way I wanted it to grow, or we wanted it to grow. So we're going to do something a little bit different.
Although we did get engaged on that show.
We did. We got engaged. We got married on the show. Technically, during the show. too.
Yes,
So,
there was pictures
yeah.
of that as well, but we got engaged on the show.
There was a lot.
Oh, what the?
There was a
Look,
lot of-
everybody's
a lot of
mad.
good
We
memories.
should do it.
Don't
It's
be
a bad
mad.
idea.
Oh,
Okay.
shut up.
So we're
It's a bad.
we're starting a new show,
show.
a new podcast.
Oh my god! Can
And-
we not let Jack on?
I think a lot of our drinking friends are going to enjoy the show.
Oh, Andrew
which
and
we,
Arthur are
which
gonna
we
love
seem
it.
to really have. So the new podcast is going to be called Drunk with Facts Podcast.
Oh, it's a double entendre.
It's a double entendre.
Drunk with Facts.
Absolutely, 100%.
I get it.
So we'll be launching this podcast soon. Probably be on a different night. We're not sure yet.
Little line underneath it says, and a little bit of bullshit.
And a little bit of bullshit.
And it's in little like subtitle writing. Yeah. What the fuck?
I always do that. It was
Phew. See, you just made Christine.
It's
happy.
just a different name. It's still
It's
pizza.
totally us. We're
See?
still gonna be her,
We're still gonna
Christine.
be
We
her.
got
You
you.
won't have withdrawals. You still get your fix.
She's
It's just gonna.
fine.
Plus,
a little
I
different
think if we
flavor.
totally got rid of the show, Christine would just call me on Thursday nights and be like, "Okay, we got to talk."
everybody likes it. See, I started out with some bad news.
Everybody's
you know.
an alcoholic.
Now everybody likes it.
Jack will
so
still be there with or
Jack-
without the
Jack-
beers.
Jack will still be with us.
Bring him
and,
a kegerator.
I don't think we can get rid of Jack.
No, I think Jack's pretty
Jack's
much.
been here forever.
Don't kick Jack.
I love your comment. I told Jack about it last week in a text. And your response is the best. Dude. What do you say to me? You can call it fuck a duck or something like that. and I-
Yeah, I don't know.
Fuck a duck or something, and I'll be there. Yeah,
and
I
I'm
remember
in.
that.
So
Keith told me that, and I was like, "What did you tell Jack?" And he was like, "I don't fucking know," but
He
he's
said
in.
he's
And I was
gonna
like,
say-
"Cool."
You changed the name to something. I said, you go lady split, fuck it. I'm in.
I don't give a shit. I'll be there.
So it's not like I'm here because of the title. I'm like,
Yeah, Jack really doesn't
I
give a
got
shit
to
what
be
it's
involved
called.
with that. I love tables. I love coffee.
right.
Chronicles is my favorite thing.
If
I'm
you
not
don't
sure
call
about
it
that.
that, I'll fuck you by.
I've got a really shiny set of Chronicles.
Do you get those Chronicles tuned?
No.
All right.
God,
Oh, rude.
so rude.
All right, everybody.
Sorry.
That's gonna do it for our show this week. Hopefully, Eddie will be on next week with Jack. That'll be
Oh my
that'll be a
God,
great
Eddie
show.
and Jack.
Pretty
Oh my God.
please.
If Eddie does come on the show, it is going to be a 2-hour show, maybe longer.
If
I'm
Eddie
going to
comes
warn
on
you
the
right
show,
now.
I'm gonna
It's
have
gonna
to
be
like not
longer.
drink anything because
Dress
I'm
me
gonna
like a
laugh
girl.
so hard I'm gonna pee in the chair.
Do I get to dress like a girl then?
No,
I thought you said we were going to play dress up or something.
did I? Who said that? I didn't say that.
He's the
That's
plate.
kinda
He's the
fucking
plates. He's the
terrifying.
Oh,
plates
you're
guy,
talking
right?
about
Yeah.
doing plates,
That's what you
not like.
Maybe I misunderstood
Oh,
the
boy.
dress up
Okay.
thing.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I'm a little lost on that
sell me
myself.
stuff. It'd be sweet.
I
First, gotta
really
get a
like
job.
Jack. I love you, but you in a dress is terrifying.
Oh, you don't even know.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's a fucking horror show.
I'm sure it is.
I wasn't like 6 though. You didn't do it.
It's fine. You had your heels on and everything. Were they the like show click the pink clicky clacky
It
heels?
was a pink. I believe it was a pink dress. I can't. It's a long time ago, but they dressed me up as a little. I mean, I had a mother, a grandmother, and a
sister.
Yeah,
sister.
you know, it
They put me in a
You had
dress.
an
and a
older
purse. It
sister.
was-
You know her ass
it was
dressed you
cute.
up and put lipstick
At
on
the
you. It's
time.
fine.
It was like, who cares? And I'm like, I'm gay, but it didn't happen.
No, just because you did it once in high school doesn't make you gay. Anyway, all right, guys, have a great week. We'll see you guys next week.
Another shot. Okay, bye.
See ya.